Before we get into today's episode, I want to shine a light on this episode's show sponsor. Transform your backyard into a paradise with Family Home and Patio, proudly featuring American-made products for unmatched quality and durability. Whether it's a sleek in-ground retreat or an easy above-ground solution, their installation pros bring your vision of the dream pool to life. Their showroom in Decatur not only has premium brand hot tubs with expert installation and top-tier service to keep yours bubbling year-round, but they also carry chemicals, filters, accessories, and everything you need to keep your water crystal clear and your pool party ready. Their expert pool and hot tub technicians provide professional maintenance and repair to keep your backyard oasis in peak condition year-round. Family Home and Patio is a family-owned, family-operated, and family-focused business. That's why they treat you like one of their own. Your backyard deserves the best, and they have it. Crafted right here in the USA. Family Home and Patio, where relaxation meets home. Give them a call at 217-877-2808 or visit them online at familyhomeandpatio.com to make your dream a reality. If you're looking for high-quality custom apparel and more, Oakwood Screen Printing has you covered. They offer a fantastic range of products, including jackets, hoodies, t-shirts, pants, towels, bags, wall art, tumblers, mugs, and even yard art. Whether you need team gear, promotional items, or unique gifts, they can bring your ideas to life. And here's the best part. For a limited time, you can enjoy 15% discounts on all orders using promo code BB217 when you shop in-store or online at oakwoodscreenprinting.com. Their team is dedicated to delivering excellent quality and service. Don't miss out on a great opportunity to get your custom apparel and gear at a fantastic price. Visit oakwoodscreenprinting.com and use code BB217 today. And thank you, Oakwood Screen Printing, for supporting the pod. If you're looking for top-notch drone services, look no further. Aerial Elite Solutions specializes in providing high-quality aerial imagery and data for a variety of industries, including real estate, construction, agriculture, and more. Whether you need stunning photos to showcase a property, detailed site survey for your construction projects, or captivating footage for your events, Aerial Elite Solution has the expertise and cutting-edge technology to deliver exceptional results. Their team of skilled professionals is dedicated to capturing breathtaking visuals that elevate your projects and help you see things from a whole new perspective. With Aerial Elite Solutions, you're not just getting a service, you're getting a partner committed to bringing your vision to life. So if you're ready to take your business to new heights, literally, reach out to Aerial Elite Solutions today. Visit flyaes.com or call 217-330-7226 to learn how they can help you transform your projects with their services. As we all know, storm season can bring unpredictable weather, and protecting your home or business is more important than ever. That's where Midwest Lightning Rods comes in. With nearly 100 years of experience in the lightning protection system, design, and installation industry, they are trusted experts in keeping your property safe from the dangers of lightning strikes. Midwest Lightning Rods specializes in creating customized solutions tailored to your specific needs, ensuring your home is a safe haven during the storms. Their dedicated team understands the importance of safety and offers free estimates to help you decide the best protection for your property. Don't leave your safety to chance. Reach out to Midwest Lightning Rods today. Give yourself peace of mind knowing you're well protected. Visit lightningstrikes-weprotect.com or give them a call at 217-872-4676 to learn more about how you can be part of the community that's been protected by MLR. Thank you for the supporting sponsors for helping bring this podcast to life and keep it moving. Now let's roll.
Welcome to Beyond Business, where stories come alive. With guests from every corner, we're ready to dive. New episode every 5 days, new voices to share. Laughs and insights, we're all in this affair. Beyond Business, come take a seat. Join the conversation, it's a journey that's sweet. Life lessons learned and laughter from the heart. With every episode, we're making a start.
No.
Hey, welcome to Beyond Business, man. Joining me today is Caleb Jump.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here. Why are those cigars halfway gone?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So here's where I want to start is you were born, raised right here?
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school?
Nyack Airstown.
Really?
So you were a Meridian dude, right? Or
Yeah,
Macon.
I actually went there my sophomore year. We voted for what it would become after the Ironman.
Exactly. Right.
It'd be Meridian Hawks.
Right.
I don't think I voted for that.
Probably not. No one would. Yeah. I mean,
I voted
because I
for
was a
Seattle
Nyack-
Seahawks colors,
Oh, that would have been dope.
and we got Kelly green and gray. What the fuck? Yeah.
Who voted for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we were Nyack Airstown Indians.
Okay.
And then it would have been 2 years after I left that it was Sangamon Valley Storm.
Okay.
So
What year did you graduate?
2000.
And did you go straight to college?
Yeah. Yeah. I went straight to Richland.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Richland University. Yeah.
No, did you go straight to Richland?
Yeah, straight to Richland. And the funny thing is I spent 4 years at Richland. And I always crack up about that because,
You got a double associates?
yeah, I actually did.
Oh.
Yeah. I wasn't just messing around. I just had no clue what I wanted to do. And I was literally on scholarship for all 4 years.
Oh, so you're going for free?
I was going for free. I was taking full class loads. But I just kept taking. I sometimes make the joke. I probably have more credits from Richland than anyone else in Decatur.
Right.
Like I was just out taking classes. I started taking computer networking classes.
Uh-huh.
Because again, 2000, like computer networking and all that was like a big deal. And then I finished that, and I was like, man, I don't want to sit behind a computer all like I don't. wanna
What
do
were you
that.
doing? You bartended, but what else? Is that what you did
Yeah.
for a living as bartend? Because I know you were killing it.
Yeah. No. So
No, what else did you do?
This was right out of high school.
Oh, yeah. You were a kid.
Yeah, I was a kid. So Richland, then I was like, I don't want to sit and work on computers. I don't want to talk to people. So then I was like, I better go down the business path. So anyway, I started taking business classes. So I spent 4 years at Richland. While I was there, working-wise, though, I was working at the Holiday Inn.
Ah,
It was the Holiday Inn. Like
Yeah.
Right? It was not the Decatur Conference Center. It turned into that. But that was my very first job at age like 16.
like checking people in?
No. Banquet setup.
Okay.
Banquet setup. The best. I mean, the best.
Napkins and fucking.
No. Tables, chairs.
Oh,
So it's like you go to
we
a
need
wedding.
32 round tables.
Bingo. You go to a wedding. It's like, hey, it's going to be 400 people in this reception. They're going to be, 8-person rounds.
Okay. Here's the setup.
Here's the setup. You get a little diagram. Storerooms down there. Bank halls down there. We're rolling tables down the hall.
Got you.
And
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
setting
yeah.
all that up. And you need little break stations in the middle, so you need 8-foot longs for that.
That's a decent gig, right?
Oh, dude, it was the most fun job because what happens is you don't see banquet setup because that happens at night. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so we were high school kids. Our shift was 3 to 11, and they'd leave us a list. You need to set up rounds for 200 people in this room. You need to set up a classroom for 30 people in that room. You need to set up, and we get a list of rooms to set up for the next day. And it was a crew of 4 or 5 of us, high school kids.
Just clowning and
no,
setting
no.
up.
We're working hard from 3 to 5 because that's when all the management's there. Then they all check out at 5 and we're
It's on. It's on.
We're back in the kitchen making cheese sticks. You know what I mean?
Turned into your spot. Heck yeah.
And it was like, so we would just bust our hump from 3 to 5 and get that whole list done.
And then you got
And
hours
then we
to
have
just
6
get it.
hours to just run around this hotel and do whatever we want. It was the best. It was the best job. And I still have really good friends
That's great.
that I made working that job.
And that place was the place.
Oh,
Back
it was the
then,
place.
every weekend it
It
had
was a place. And I don't know how many like square feet that is, but it's huge.
huge. There's several rooms. There's several.
It's huge.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we had just free
Do they still
reign.
utilize
we had the
that?
key card that would just get in wherever we wanted
Oh
to
yeah.
go, man.
Oh yeah.
And so it was a blast.
Do they still utilize
Yeah.
a lot of that space? I know there's still some events out there.
I don't know
but
how much they utilize it now, but I
It's
think
huge.
I just read that it changed owners.
It just changed hands. Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
coming back. I think it's coming back.
Yeah, family. Horvey owned it and sold it to somebody, and they're going to be.
Yeah, Cardwell owned it for a while when we were there, and yeah, just it changed hands, and so that's what I was doing. You mentioned bartending though, so I was banquet setup until I turned 21. So I mean, I did that for 5 years. But again, I'm at Richland, so like,
Yeah.
going to classes, go work from 3 to 11, and then when I was 21, I'm setting up the banquets. Well, then I started doing banquet bartending. So I was like,
Oh yeah.
how I set up the wedding.
And then you're
I'll come
bartending
back
for
and
it.
bartend the wedding, and that's how I learned to bartend. And it was the best. It was the best gig because
You realize if you had a little tip jar out there, shit got very
Right.
nice.
Now again, this is back a ways, right? So this is 2000, whatever, 3, 4, something like that. So banquet servers back then, they made like 10.50 an hour, which back then
It was-
good.
Yeah.
Because they didn't get, if you go to a banquet, you're not tipping. So even though they
Oh.
serve, they didn't get paid like servers. Servers always got paid that little wage and tips.
Yeah.
Well, the banquet servers made like 10.50 an hour or whatever. Well, the banquet bartenders made banquet server wage. So you made like a good hourly wage.
Right.
And then you got to put your tip jar out too.
Yeah.
And so it was the best. It was the best bartending job as far as like,
Because you got a good hourly
you
plus.
got a good hourly. So and again, think about it. Most bartenders, like prime times, like starts at 10 p.m. Well, a wedding, the bar kicks off at like 5 or 6.
Yeah, you're
right?
done by 11.
And it ends at
Yeah,
11,
yeah.
right? So we'd go bartend and we'd make, we'd go set up at 3 or 4, our bar. The reception would start at maybe 5. We'd bartend till 11. So we'd get 8 hours of a good hourly wage. And then our tips were so then you'd leave at 11 and head downtown to the real bars.
Yeah.
And just throw all your tip money away, because you had a good hourly wage.
Yeah.
And that's, it was great, man. And that's then how I got plugged into their bartenders too. Because when we showed up, one, we'd be dressed like nerds. We're wearing a white shirt and a black.
Yeah.
Because we'd come off that banquet bar.
Yeah.
But when we walked into like Katz downtown, they'd be like, there's the Holiday Inn guys.
Yeah.
And they knew we were going to tip them ridiculously.
You just did well. That means you're doing well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're on we only got an hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So we'd
yeah.
let's see how much money we can spend an hour. And so that got us plugged in, and then that's how I ended up working at Katz and
Yeah.
But it was a great intro to bartending because also on a banquet bar, you only have like 6 liquors.
Right.
You got a rum, a vodka.
Yeah.
You got a
Yeah,
gin,
yeah,
You
yeah.
got a bourbon.
Simple.
And so it's very simple. And so it was a really easy intro to bartending. And that's how that went.
Yeah.
That's how I got into bartending. And then once I moved to Katz, like I bartended in the downtown and Sliders 10 years. Like I bartended 10 years in the real bars.
I was going to say, I got to a point where, heck, you could hit a weekend and you did good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were killing it,
And at
dude.
that time I had moved on. I was like working in like the banks. Just
Right.
I'm graduated Richland. Then I'd gone on to Milliken.
Yeah.
And then I was working at like the local like community banks. Like
Right.
Soy Capital Bank.
And what were you doing at the banks? Same job at the different banks, or?
Yeah, I started in like just business development. So that was the coolest job in banking. My job was to be the face of the bank out in the community. So every week it was like whatever community event would be happening, here's 2 tickets, like go to that event. And then you go so you could meet and,
Represent the bank.
represent the bank and hope they'd want to move their business accounts or get a mortgage or whatever. And so that got me really well connected in the community.
Right.
And then I moved into lending and got into, residential lending, commercial lending. And so.
So what made you, did you just grow out of bartending?
Yeah.
I mean, just was something, it was just like, yep, what, the bar closed and you said, or did you leave before it closed?
No. Because I went from, you mean when Cats closed?
Yeah.
I went from Cats to Sliders.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Around the time, like, Sliders was
it was on.
the place.
Yeah, it was on.
Because Cats shut down.
Yeah.
So Sliders got, like, all that business. And then that was also, so after about 2 years at Sliders is when Andrew Tilgaris bought the Lincoln.
Yep.
Remember, like, he poured money into Lincoln. It, like,
yeah.
was a major
That's right.
facelift.
That's right.
So then he was like, hey, why don't you help me, like, come get the Lincoln rolling? Like, let's make it that spot that Cash used to be downtown.
Right.
Let's pull all the business back downtown. Like, all right, let's do it. So I started working there, and sure enough, business moved back downtown.
Yeah.
Lincoln was the spot.
That's right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and so I just grew out of, like, I grew out of bartending because it's not, like, conducive to, like, being a grown-up. Like,
Yeah, it was a young
eventually,
dude's
like,
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I did it, through my 20s. And,
Right.
Like, not long after turning 30, I was like, man, like,
Yeah.
it's time to move on.
Yeah. You were killing it, but
yeah, but it was not conducive to that. And, like, if you really wanted a professional image,
right.
you can't be like, hey, I'm your banker, and, like, see at
And
7.
catch me at 1:30.
Yeah. So, like, it just
Yeah.
for personal reasons, family reasons, and business reasons too. Eventually, it's like, hey, hang it up. Like,
Right.
you gotta look, because there would be this. You could do both, but, like, eventually they're gonna doubt how successful you are at your day job.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
are you? Just
You're going, hey,
doing
but
this
I'm
for
paying my
fun?
bills from
Right.
Cats.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but you're not
Yeah.
going to forever.
Yeah. So it was that. It was like, a lot of reasons. It was like, all right, it's done. That.
Isn't it? I don't know how much you even get the opportunity with what you do if you ever get a chance to step out on the evenings late, but it's different now. It's not.
Oh,
I don't think there's a. I don't even know if there is a Friday, Saturday night place locally.
I don't think there is.
Yeah.
I have a theory on that.
I'd love to hear it because I'm wondering. Because we all have social media, so I would like to say everyone really just does this, but we would know what this is because, again.
And I won't take full credit for this theory. I think, have you had Zach Keck on?
Yeah.
All right. So we were sitting in my garage not too long ago talking about the same thing. And so I would say this was his theory, but it checks in my mind, right? Is that COVID changed everything.
Okay.
Because when COVID happened, you couldn't go to bars.
Right.
And how many people do you know now that have, like, a kick-ass home bar or garage bar?
Yeah, dude.
A lot.
Yeah. You can have.
I have one. I could name 4 in my cul-de-sac. Great bars.
Oh, you're saying
in garages.
So the same
basements.
4 people you would go meet and have a good time. You just one
Whose
of you.
house we going to?
Yeah,
yours or mine?
Good
You know
point.
what I mean?
Good point.
And so I think that a lot of people just have really sweet home bars now.
Yeah.
And that still doesn't explain where these
Younger,
21 and 24 and, like, where are they? Because they don't have sweet home
Right.
bars.
But no, good point because it was like it isn't that everywhere was fun. It was if you show up 6 deep.
Exactly.
That
Then it's
place
going
is
to be
fun. Yeah. You got a jukebox.
Right.
Well, this is going to be the spot.
Right.
Yeah.
So we hang out. Like,
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nowhere was.
So now it's like, hey, same 6.
If you're
Whose house we go? Like,
Yeah.
where are we drink? Whose bar are we? And so there's that. And again, that doesn't explain where the 21 to 26-year-olds are, but I don't think they're like COVID kids. Like, I don't think they socialize the way we do. Like, I don't know.
You don't think there's that's
I don't
got to
know,
be
man.
a
I think
missing
they're at
link of
home watching
people.
TikTok
But so
instead of
there you
being
go.
out meeting
You
people.
deal with people that are. I don't really deal with the younger generation. We're gonna have at some point. I'm going to. I don't know where they're at right now.
Maybe we can figure that out.
But Do you have to notice it, or I guess what is your take on dealing with people that are 26, 7 and under?
Right.
Are they? How do they communicate, deal, social? Is it pretty solid, or is it still just dependent on the person, like it's always been, or?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Are they all really super sharp on the computer,
no,
but they suck
they're
in?
definitely not.
You know, you would think they would be the geniuses, to where really I find the same thing, to where I go, how am I smarter than you on a computer,
Yeah.
bro?
I see that all the time.
Yeah.
Like kids, graduating out of Millikan or coming into our internship and don't know how to use Microsoft Outlook or Excel. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like,
Aren't
what
you
do
the people?
mean? Yeah, like, you're the new techie kid. They don't know how to use. They don't know how to.
Nobody doing spreadsheets, bro.
They
And
don't
you're
know how
like,
to check
yes.
their email sometimes. Like, what do you mean? Like, you don't know how to create a little subfolder to like drop that. And they know technology on mobile devices. It's like they don't
Social
know.
media is not the same as.
They don't exactly.
Yeah.
Like, they could make a TikTok better than me,
Which is
but they can't make a spreadsheet. You know what I mean? They can't.
nothing productive. Just
It's-
they
yeah,
can
it's-
record what they're doing.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And a lot of them, like, they can't type. What do you mean you can't type? Like, you're in college. You're in college. What do you mean you can't type?
They can
It's
dictate.
different, man. They can. They'll just talk to text it all or talk to transcribe it all. I guess, like, maybe that's the way it's all going anyway. Like, maybe people don't need to know how to type. Right? Like,
Well, okay. Your business, is there ever going to be a point in time where you don't have to address people?
oh, no.
You're always going to have to
Yeah.
look at people, whether one or collectively.
In fact, like, there is this...
It's very important, right?
Yeah. There's also this thing, like, we deal with people's money
That's what I'm saying.
and their plans for retirement. So, you can there's been lots of studies on it. Like, you can get a robo-advisor
Yeah.
to manage your portfolio and tell you you're going to be okay for retirement. And there's still this, like, when it's your money, there's this element of trust that only is gained by, like, looking someone in the eyeballs. I mean, like,
Well, it's either encouragement
So
is on
good,
you
right?
to
Like-
use that robo and the AI,
right,
but then somebody
Right.
needs to trust that person.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, so it's good, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
this
yeah,
all
yeah.
makes sense, right? And so they do. They look for human confirmation that the software makes sense. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so yeah, no, there will always be human communication skills, face to face, verbally. Like, I don't think that goes away.
But
in the
it-
most intimate, like in the most important things of your life. Like, if you think about that, like,
How crazy is it how much it is going away as far as
going
being
away.
the ability,
well, right.
that's what, to where it's like now you take someone who used to go, this annoying like salesman. It's like, dude, what a valuable quality he had.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Man, that guy, yeah.
He had a gift,
Yeah.
To where now you go, fuck. I mean, yeah.
It's- yeah, that's
You get an average 22, 23-year-old now who they want to get rich and they can't do it off social media. And you go, you can make as much money as you want, commission-based, sell this, you get 20%. And they're like, wait, I have to, it's impossible. They could get 80%. But if they have to communicate and it's not happening, it's just not, it's not a thing. So I think that's where it's a disconnect. That's all. It's a
and
disconnect.
like, I don't want to.
Social media was created by someone who is highly, like, he's a dyslexic. Zuckerberg, I mean, it was created for someone to be able to deal with people.
Yeah, right. But in the electronic world or
Yes,
the
and it-
virtual world instead of
And now it got turned
Yeah,
over to
yeah.
something, Instagram and Facebook, that makes it so now people can just only deal with people. Yeah,
that's
that's not an opinion. That's
that is what that's what happened. That's what's happening.
Yeah, to where now it goes, hey, but what about the part where we're failing at a lot of fucking areas that are really important in
Right.
teaching.
So then I always, I don't want to be old man River, just like painting the next generation with a broad stroke. So there's certainly plenty of like that's not every
No.
every college graduate. Like it's not. There's certainly, but it's you're seeing it more than you did see it. That's all I'm saying, right? Like you're seeing that the 24-year-old who can walk into a room where they don't know anyone and start making conversation. That is a hugely valuable skill set that like is rare now.
Yeah.
Under the age of 30. Like,
right.
Hey, go into that room and like make some small talk. Like interject yourself in a conversation. Like shake hands and introduce yourself to someone. You know what I mean? Like,
be uncomfortable doing that.
That's
You familiar with that CEO program?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
So I'm not, I'm only by association. And from what I gather, that's kind of been their shtick, is get these kids to be so, get them so comfortable at such a young age to where,
awesome.
Yeah. And I'm like, brilliant. It's freaking brilliant. You know what I mean?
They're doing a good job with that.
I hear.
Blake had it rocking.
Yeah.
Because like they would come and do a visit at my office, and every one of them shaking hands, firm handshake, looking you in the eyes, introducing themselves. And I think the most impressive part was like I would do, my tour of the office, tell them, what it means to be a financial advisor and all that. And then I'd say, well, we've got 15 minutes. Like, what questions do you have? And they had questions. I'm like,
oh shit.
Yeah.
You guys actually?
Yeah. Like, oh, you guys have questions. Like, you have some, whether, he told them ahead of time, whatever. Like, but the point is, I tell intern candidates and even full-time career candidates all the time, like, the most valuable thing we do in our business is have genuine curiosity, ask good questions, and listen.
Right. Yeah.
That's why you are good at doing this. Like, you ask good questions and listen, and you're curious.
Right. Yeah. Just want to know.
And man, that just goes a long way.
Yeah. Yeah, for real.
In most businesses, that goes a long way.
So, Julie Bilbrey? Mm-hmm. So she was a mentor for, I think, the Central Illinois CEO program.
Sure.
So she kind of educated me on it, and she's like, the first day that the kids came, she goes, it was almost like speed dating, right?
Okay.
Kids come in, group of mentors, and she's like, kids, you're going to go through, meet all the mentors for about a minute, shake their hands, introduce yourself, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, all of the kids are extremely nervous.
Sure.
They don't know these adults, and all the adults are successful people. They might not be extremely anything. They're just people that are doing okay.
Yeah, right.
They at least are there to shake your hand and tell you about themselves. And she goes, then you fast forward like 90 days and to see these same kids walking into these companies, shaking your hands, open the door. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, dude. Right? Yeah.
That's what it needs. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Like that's
what needs to happen.
Yes.
And that's
beautiful.
It is.
Yeah. And those are the kids. So, and I didn't realize, I think Blake's the one who told me, like, or maybe Chris Harrison, I don't know who, somebody told me that it was like, there's a couple of these kids who, they actually start companies. And I mean, like, get loans, start businesses. Like one of the girls, maybe a body piercing or body
pair. Or maybe permanent jewelry.
They're permanent jewelry. Yeah. And it was like, no, it's a company. Like, it is like, it was an idea that it passed the test. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, hey.
Which I think is awesome.
It is.
I think.
Not everyone's meant for college, first of all, even if you want a double associates. Even if you were cut out.
Even if.
Yeah.
You got all A's in those 4 years. But I think, I'm biased, but business ownership that's the pinnacle. Professionally, in my opinion, because it's difficult.
But it's only for some. The people that work for you could. Some people who work. I don't know who works for you, but I mean, some people who work for you can only do that.
Correct. Yeah, it's not for everyone.
Right.
And it's not to talk down on anyone who's a W-2 employee.
No, some people fucking kill it at that.
But I just believe that. So, let me use a couple analogies to. If everyone could be like a famous movie star or famous this, that, or the other, they probably would be. Because of what goes with it, like the options that go. Like, I mean, if you have all the money you could ever want, like,
yeah,
there's some cool options that come with
yeah,
it. Right?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Are there downsides? There's downsides.
The work.
There's downsides to everything,
yeah.
including fame, right?
Right.
I don't know if it'd be cool to not be able to go anywhere without.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, we do put movie stars and celebrity athletes on a pedestal.
For sure.
And so I'm just saying in the business world, like that's what business ownership is. There's to have the opportunity to make as much money as you want to make and when you do that, you have all the options that you want to have. And like the buck stops with you and like no one can tell you where to be when you go where you want to go, when you want to go there. Like most people, even if they would say like, that's not for me, they go, it would be nice if like I got to make my own schedule. You know what I mean?
Right.
It would be nice if, hey, we want to buy a bigger house. So like, I'm going to figure out a way to like double my income next year. Like it would be nice. So I'm just saying like, it's not for everyone.
I think some people are smart enough to look and understand what happens when they go get in their car and drive home.
Right.
Between that time and when they check in the next morning, all the shit that happens that allows them to make money is a lot more than they are able to even comprehend or want to take on. You know what I mean?
Plenty of downsides.
Right. So
When
you
the
are
buck
one.
stops with
I'm
you,
even one to
plenty of
go,
downsides.
oh, that's what keeps me burning is how I can make it so when you come in tomorrow, you can make even more money to make me more money.
Right.
That's what keeps me burning.
Right.
You know, to where there are people that go, I'm just happy that next year I heard I can get a buck raise.
Sure. And that when I clock out at 5, like, don't call me.
There ain't shit to talk about.
Because I'm going home.
I do get it. Everyone does want the perks of better.
Right. So that's all I'm saying. And then I'm 1,000,000% agreeing that like it's not cut out for 95% of people.
Yeah.
Because in fact, like only about 5% of the population are business owners.
Yeah.
Right. So here's my point. I think it's awesome that CEO, our internship is similar, gives young adults the chance to find out, am I one of those 5% or not?
Yeah.
Because if you want to find that out later in life, you're going to have to take a huge risk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
For potentially a huge reward. And investing, right? Huge risk, huge reward. They go hand in hand. But in CEO program, in internships, you can get the huge reward potential with like no risk.
Yeah.
If you come into our internship and realize this sucks, I don't want to do this, then you quit.
Right.
And you go back to being a college student. You know what I mean? And you lost nothing.
Yeah.
But you identified that you're not cut out to be a business owner, and it didn't cost you. Like you didn't like bankrupt your family.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I think's so cool.
I had a dude on here this past week. We actually have to redo it because it didn't go well. But anyway, he was he just started his own company at 35, 40. And the reason being, yes, he goes, dude, I was in, because he's heard me talk about it before, as I said, I think a lot of people are entrepreneurs, but what they did is they got out of college and they finished college early because they got someone pregnant. Now they need money. Now they need insurance. Now they don't have an option.
Right.
They can't suck it up by themselves and eat ramen noodles because they got a pregnant wife, and you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So they're stuck.
Exactly.
And so he scraped and saved, and his girl got a good job, and he leapt. He took a leap, and I waited to holler at him for about a year or so, and he's doing pretty good. So it was like, how'd that feel? And he's feeling pretty good right
course,
now.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
'cause
Like,
it worked.
I'm feeding myself. I'm like, it looks like you're down 20 pounds. And he's like, that stress diet. Yeah. Like,
Feed myself 2 out of 3 meals.
yeah. I'm like, you're supposed to be stressed for a couple years.
No doubt. But that's the thing, right? Like, there's nothing more difficult than interviewing a career changer. So, career changers, they're 30, 33 years old, whatever. And they want to do what we do.
Ooh.
And they want to start a business. And then they realize, like, I can't take that risk, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I should have
Can't
taken this
backtrack.
risk
Yeah.
12 years ago. So that's really where it's just like, man, like,
But that
love
reward
talking
side,
about it.
though.
I know. Well, right. And some do, right? Some still do.
Yeah.
My whole point is that, like, when you're young, like, it's great to take a stab. Who cares if you fall on your face?
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Like,
Everybody who is in their 40s and 50s who has a success story can definitely tell a few good stories about the time where they were like, either this is a stupid idea or holy shit, that was rough, or it sucked. Oh, yeah. It might not even seem like it until you were on your feet. But then you look back and go, oh my God.
right.
What?
Wait, why did I?
What?
That was irresponsible.
That was a terrible idea. But I don't know. So how do you currently, what is your means of you go, okay, do you recruit people into your program? Or is it a what is it? What do you got? How's this work?
So basically it's, my job is to recruit and develop financial advisors. So I am a financial advisor by trade, right? So the example I always give is like, it's kind of like a barber shop, right? Like, I still got my clients that I cut their hair.
Yeah.
But I'm recruiting other barbers, to build their own client base.
Yeah.
It's like that. Like it's my building, right? Like, the lease is in my name. I've got a client base, but I'm recruiting other people that want to start their own practice. And I'm showing them how to do it, right? Like, and it's a it's like a franchise type of model. Like, we've got a playbook, like, we've got systems in place, but it's like, I'm going to mentor you and teach you how to build a client base.
And are you taking money and doing with it, or are you telling people what to do with their money?
For clients, we are investing their money.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
For these recruits, we're just helping them get people in the door, or teaching them how to get people in the door that want to do financial planning, retirement planning.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be insurance, it could be investments, whatever. And so you asked, what's my current mode? Like, yeah, I recruit, through Indeed, right? Through LinkedIn, whatever, through just word of mouth. And then also, though, I go to Milliken a lot and I talk to college kids. Like, the easiest entry point, I believe, is our internship program. Come in, be an intern, test drive the career for 10 weeks, see if it's a good fit.
So you do a lot of teaching, kind of?
I do, yeah.
Or is that what it is?
Yeah, it would be
just educating on kind of what you do.
Yeah, normally what I'll do is I'll have all the kids in the class or on a team, like whether it's the Milliken basketball team or I've done the track team, like whatever.
Yeah.
I do gravitate like towards student athletes. Like, I'm always looking for student athletes. And then I'll have them do a personality assessment, walk them through it, tell them how to read it, what it says about their natural wiring, and if it's...
What's your reason behind the student athletes? Is there one?
Yeah, of course. I mean, think about it. Like, what it takes to be successful in business ownership. Like, some grit, some stick-to-itiveness, some competitiveness, some, like, never say die mentality.
Oh, so everything about the athletic is why you gear towards that.
Yeah, some goal setting, some, right? Like
Yeah.
you set a goal, go after it, delayed gratification. An athlete says, hey, I want to, improve my bench press.
The reps paying off.
Exactly. They go to the gym. They know they're not going to see any improvement that day, right? So it's just that. It's that set a goal, delayed gratification, and then keep grinding until you get there. All of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like directly translates.
I was hoping for that answer,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
I thought that's where you were
man,
going,
and
but
yeah. That doesn't mean every athlete's going to be good at owning a business, but like,
they all know it
got-
takes work to get there.
Right.
Yeah.
You've built some habits typically through athletics
Hard
that
work.
will directly translate.
Yeah.
Directly translate. And that's anywhere in business too. Like, you know what I mean?
Reps.
Like anywhere
Yeah.
in business. And I just think that the other piece of it is just like that desire to get better. Like what athlete do you know that's like, I'm good, like just how I am. Like I don't want to get any better at my sport.
Right.
None.
Yeah.
Even if they're the best player on the team, they're like,
They have
I
to
wanna
stay
get better.
good. They
I
know
wanna
someone
get
else is getting better.
Right.
Yeah.
and that, man, in business, that's such a good trait to have.
Have you had anyone that you've so how long have you been a financial planner?
10 years.
Have you had anyone that you've brought up in the game that now you've seen go on to do bigger and better than you ever even thought was possible? Or are you like, I don't know, we're just,
Oh, yeah.
or I don't know. I mean, I don't know what bigger and better is to you, but I mean, have you had anyone that's kind of just blew your mind even? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's two people. There's one that I did bring in, like straight out of Milliken, and he's just killing. Like he's
Took it and ran.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's a in our business, like there's this saying, like if you recruit well enough, and when they say well enough, they mean like the right people.
Yeah.
Because like I said, my job's to recruit and develop. So right, like once they're in, like it's on me a little bit to develop them, right?
Right. But you have to recruit the right people to develop.
The saying is, if you recruit well enough, you virtually can't develop bad enough.
Right.
Just to say, like the right people, they're gonna go figure it out.
Right.
Like who told you how to build your business?
No. But
Yeah. Like you figured it out, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like I'm here to like help them, but the right people
they're
they're
there to
just
do it.
gonna figure it out. Like whether I've got time for them 5 days a week or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're just helping push them over humps.
Right.
And pat
And
them.
then the ones who like are actually reliant on me developing them, it's like, oh, like you're not the right one.
Right.
Because like you're a business owner. And like at a certain point, like I'm gonna pour all I can into you. And there's still a point where it's not gonna be enough.
Right.
And you just
The right
figure it
ones,
out.
you're quickly going to teach each other without even trying.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the ones that I love. Like, so I've got one who he's in his second year, and I mean, he's just
You can already see things are.
yeah.
Yeah.
There will be times where I'm like, hey, why are you doing that? And he's like, well, because that's not working yet. So I'm going to keep doing it, but then I'm going to do this too while I'm doing that, and then you know what I mean? It's like, what? Wow. Okay. And I didn't tell him to do that.
Right.
The reason I asked, why are you doing that, is specifically because like I would never have told him to do that.
But you're like,
And this is, and I can be like, I'm not using his name, but I can give you the example. It's cold calling. Like that's not what we do. Like we don't cold call, but he decided he was going to cold call. I'm like, hey, why are you cold calling? Well, because like that's not going fast enough for me. Because
So I'm going to do this also.
Yeah, our model is get referred leads from people. Like, go do a good job. It's almost like, right, if I was in lawn care, like if I do a great job on your lawn, sure.
they're going to tell their neighbor,
sure,
whatever.
you'll tell your neighbor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's really our model.
And this guy's
And
going,
he's
yeah, but
like,
I'm going to
hey,
call everyone in the
exactly.
neighborhood.
He's going, hey, it's working, but not fast enough. So I'm going to cold call too.
And you're like,
While I'm doing that, and I'm like,
okay, I mean, I'm not telling you
less.
don't, but fucking call away. Yeah.
so that's all, you know,
It's
and
hungry,
I have
babe.
huge respect.
Can't
for
knock
that.
the
It's
hunger.
right?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
go get him.
I won't saying it's not going to work. But
Exactly.
Yeah. So
that's awesome, man.
well,
Like,
and I tell you what. So what cold calling does, and why it used to be huge, and
yeah, it used to be the way.
Well, now bots kind of fucked that up. I don't
They
answer.
did.
I don't answer my phone unless I know who you are now.
No.
I can screen everything, but you have to. A lot of people can't accept no.
Right.
You have to. A cold call. A salesman has to be able to accept no like 98% of the time. You know what I mean? A lot of people get their spirit busted really, 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 really quick, and it's like, well, if you're dealing with people and money, then 5% of people saying yes to big money is pretty successful.
Yeah, and it's all like it's just that mindset of like knowing the numbers are all going to work out. Because you said something a second ago. You said most people don't answer their phone if they don't know who's calling. So absolutely why we don't recommend cold calling.
Right.
But this dude would say, well, someone will. and then I'll go, yeah, but that might be like 1 out of 50. And I'll go, well, I guess I got
better than 0
today.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And like, so my point is he's just like,
okay,
I guess that means I got to call a lot more. And so that's what I'll do.
Good point, though.
And I'm like, dang. Because most people would have just said, oh, I'm not calling 200 people.
He's like, I'm going to call 200 to get 5 to answer. Fuck it.
Right.
I'm going to talk to 5 people today, all
Exactly.
day. Better than 0.
Exactly.
That's good. That's good, though. I mean, that's a hunger.
It is.
Yeah,
And so you just can't knock that.
No, you
There's
can't.
a reason I don't cold call.
Yeah. You're going.
But he's going, I got the time to cold call right now. And when I don't have the time,
Yeah.
then problem solved.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, okay.
Yeah.
Go get him. Go get him.
Yeah.
And I love it. So that's rare.
Yeah. Well, that's when I started the Aerial Elite Solutions, and one of the reasons I didn't get like I probably shouldn't talk. Well, fuck it. WAND wanted to sell me on. They wanted to advertise my shit and do the ribbon cutting and all that.
Yeah.
But part of it was they wanted me to cut them a check to advertise for me, right? And I go, okay, well, let's talk about it. What are you going to do? And it basically was, hit a bunch of people's emails, And I go, yeah, but I'm not like a service. I'm not serving anybody that you would hit their inbox. I'm serving. No one owns windmills or solar fields or what I'm doing. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can't really use that. It's not beneficial to me. And it's like, oh, well, it's not really like that. And I'm like, well, here's my emails. There's 437 in that little red circle. That's the junk email box. That's because I don't check the bullshit email.
Yeah.
You can't say everyone checks their emails. I don't.
No.
Here's the email address that goes in that box.
Right.
Fill out your email address. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Here. No. So, yeah. But yeah, it was one of them to where you can't. It's really hard to actually. You can't. The spam and the bots and all that bullshit makes it so it's not even easy to get a hold of people, which I kind of I try to make it more difficult to get a hold of me too, but you can't really get a hold of people unless you know.
No.
You should. It should be that way, honestly, but.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's funny when they, back in the day, to be a financial advisor, I mean, you talk to, some of these old school advisors, man. And there's a few in town. If you have Mark Reynolds on, have him on sometime. Have him talk about what it was like starting out at Wells Fargo back when he came in. And he's retired now. He's finished his career as an advisor. But I talked to him one day, and he would make 200 phone calls every single day. And how he would do it, he'd be like, okay, that neighborhood looks like it has big houses. Let me get my phone book and call everyone in that neighborhood today. And start dialing, right? And so that doesn't, that's not even.
It's a thing.
You can't even do
No.
that. Do they still print phone books? I don't.
There's not even, surely not. There's not even that many landlines, is there?
Right. Like I don't think they do. Right. And,
No.
And then that too, the fact that no one has a landline, so you're calling a cell phone that has caller ID on it. You know what I mean? Like that whole thing is not really.
And so how do you contact people then? Yeah, I guess that's a good question.
Well, that's why.
So you have to have people that reach out to you or advertise people reach out to you?
A referred lead, right?
Oh, goes back to someone reaching out to somebody to.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like, again, and this is where in my client base, like, I don't want to work with everyone. Like, I don't need new clients.
But what about for the young,
the masses? Like, well, even a new advisor, like.
Oh, right. You're saying you're even telling them you don't want to work with it.
Yeah, you can't work with everyone. Like, there's certain people that like are going to make sense to work with. And at the end of the day, like, it's not to be like looking for people up here, not whale hunting, but financial planning or retirement planning, whatever you want to call it, like, has to be relevant to them.
Right.
So think about it. Like, if someone called you when you were 24 wanting to talk about retirement planning, how relevant was, you know what I mean?
Right, you're going, I don't even know how I'm going to pay my rent next month, bro. Right.
And retirement plan, I haven't even started working.
I'm looking for a job.
I'm still rolling tables at the Holiday Inn.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
So it is targeted. Like, they've got to, like, it's got to be relevant to them. And then there's certain things we can do for those people that we just know every single time, like, this will be relevant. And so it's just talking to people and let them know who we want to work with, what we'll do for them, and, like, you know, why it's going to help them. And then that should bring, you know.
Do you serve people all over the world or country?
Country, yeah. So only in the U.S.
Yeah.
I mean, my last meeting I had today was with someone in L.A., you know.
Okay.
I mean? And
so it doesn't matter where they're at.
It doesn't matter where. In fact, like, a big part of financial planning is minimizing taxation.
Right.
If you think about it, like, if someone came to you and said, hey, Nick, like, I got an investment idea for you, and no one else knows about it, and it's going to be a home run. Like, you jumping on that grenade?
Yeah, right.
Like, no.
Right. You're like, sure you do. Yeah.
Right.
Glad you called me.
Right. Exactly. So I just think anyone who so my point in that is that's a little extreme on purpose. Because my point is anyone who holds themselves out as being able to get you, like, a better rate of return on an investment is probably, like, lying.
Right.
Okay. So instead of, like, looking for ways to get better rate of return, and I'm not saying, like, of course we all want better rate of return, but what do I know that every other advisor doesn't know? Nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it's so rather, like, I'd say, well, what if we can look for strategies to save you money on taxes? Oh, okay. Because there's lots of strategies. Like, who has the monopoly on ways to save money on taxes? No one. Like, there's always strategies to save money on taxes. So, and typically eking out a 1% better rate of return is not as beneficial as, like, saving lots of money in taxes along the way. Like,
right.
You're going to end up with a bigger pile of money if you can avoid the tax drag than you would have had you just got, like, an extra 1% rate of return. So
right.
It's an empty promise to begin with, and it only moves the needle about that much, even if I could deliver on it.
Right.
Versus if I say, hey, like, what if, like, hey, you're doing this way, but if you did it that way, like, we could keep you in the 24% tax bracket instead of the 37.
So do you invest? Oh. So are you an investor?
Yeah, but, like, it's typically not like I'm helping you buy different stocks. Instead, I'm saying this is the type of account to invest in instead of that type of account, because this gets taxed that way and that one gets taxed this way.
Okay, so when you say advisor, you're, like, legitimately advising.
Yeah.
You're not saying, give me your money and I'm going to let you know what happened with it later.
No. Exactly.
We're sitting down and going,
right.
Let's do this with it.
In fact, like, what I normally tell people, every client meeting, it's like, look, my job's to give you information so you can drive your own plan. Like, I'm not going to like you said, give me your money. I'll let you know how it turned out in 2 years.
Yeah.
Like instead it's like, hey, you're saving, 20% of your income and you're shoveling it into that type of account. Let's see what other types of accounts you could put it in. And really the investment inside the account. So, right, like a 401k versus a Roth IRA. This is one very basic example. But inside those two accounts, you have access to the same investment options, like for the most part.
Okay.
Right? Like you can go buy your Fidelity Target Date 2055 fund in your 401k, or you can buy it in your Roth IRA. But one's going to get taxed one way and the other's going to get taxed the other way. And like that could make a huge difference down the line. Especially if the tax brackets, when they move, right? Like they change every year. And so just giving people, that was one simple example.
Right.
But there's multiple options to choose from. And so we're not saying buy this investment versus that one. We're saying, let's look at the wrapper that your investments are wrapped in. Is it wrapped in a 401k that's going to be taxed later? Is it wrapped in a Roth IRA that's already been taxed? Is it wrapped in XYZ? Right. Like
your job is to try to help people keep as much of their own money as they can and make as much off their money as they can.
So what I would say, like, it's an asset location. Like, let's make sure you've got the right assets in the right location.
Yeah. I have to interrupt this episode for a minute to tell you about the sponsors of this show. Your backyard should be more than just a patch of grass. It should be a destination. At Family Home and Patio, they bring the best of relaxation and fun straight to your home. Immerse yourself in luxury with their top quality hot tubs, built for comfort and crafted right here in the USA. Take the plunge with a brand new pool, whether it's an elegant in-ground escape or a convenient above-ground favorite. They install them all. Keep it sparkling with their full line of pool and spa supplies, and trust their expert technicians to keep your water clean and equipment running smoothly. As a family-owned business, we believe in quality, care, and craftsmanship because your backyard deserves the best. Upgrade your outdoor space with Family Home and Patio, your trusted source for everything pools and spas. Give them a call today at 217-877-2808 or visit them online at familyhomeandpatio.com to make your dream oasis a reality. Aerial Elite Solutions is a drone service provider specializing in providing high-quality aerial imagery and data for a variety of industries, including real estate, construction, agriculture, and more. Whether you need stunning photos to showcase a property, detailed site surveys for your construction project, or captivating footage for your events, Aerial Elite Solutions has the expertise and cutting-edge technology to deliver exceptional results. Visit flyaes.com or give them a call at 217-330-7226 to learn how they can help you transform your projects with their drone services. With nearly 100 years of experience in the lightning protection system design and installation, Midwest Lightning Rods are the trusted experts in keeping your property safe from the dangers of lightning strikes. Midwest Lightning Rod specializes in creating customized solutions tailored to your specific needs, ensuring your home is a safe haven during the storm season. Don't leave your safety to chance. Reach out to Midwest Lightning Rods today and give yourself peace of mind this storm season. Visit lightningstrikes-weprotect.com for more information. If you're looking for high-quality custom apparel and more, Oakwood Screen Printing has you covered. They offer a fantastic range of products, including jackets, hoodies, t-shirts, pants, towels, bags, wall art, tumblers, mugs, and even yard art. Whether you need team gear, promotional items, or unique gifts, they can bring your ideas to life. And here's the best part. For a limited time, you can enjoy 15% discounts on all orders using promo code BB217 when you shop in-store or online at oakwoodscreenprinting.com. Their team is dedicated to delivering excellent quality and service. Don't miss out on a great opportunity to get your custom apparel and gear at a fantastic price. Visit oakwoodscreenprinting.com and use code BB217 today. Now, let's get back in the episode. And make as much off their money as they can.
So what I would say, like, it's an asset location. Like, let's make sure you've got the right assets in the right location.
Yeah.
I heard someone use this a great analogy the other day. And like, it's kind of like your liquor cabinet. You know what I mean? They're like, you don't want your craft beer, right? Like, you don't want your craft beer up with your, like, bourbon.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Because warm beer sucks. So,
Right.
like, you need your craft beer in the beer cooler. And you also don't want, like, your bourbon in the wine cooler.
Right.
Like, right? With your great wines, because
Right.
you don't, right? It's not going to taste right.
Right.
Like, it's all cold now. And
Right.
so you don't want your great expensive wines up on the, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
it's that. Like, you need
Everything where it's supposed to
you
be.
need your beers in the beer cooler and your bourbon on the shelf with the other bourbons and your wine cooler. Like, that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So we look at what people are already doing and say, hey, like,
So that makes it make sense on saying everyone's not, if you don't have anything to work with, then we can't work with anything.
right.
Yeah. So it does make sense.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone. And on the other side, though, what young professionals typically need is some insurance,
Yeah.
right? So the idea being, like, that whole analogy could work with a young professional. They say, okay, I'm going to start putting $50 a month in a Roth. That's not a lot of money.
It'd be a huge practice. I strongly encourage
But
that,
hey, which
dude.
one? Yeah. Raise your hand if you wish you would have done that.
Golly, man. Jeez,
So it's
dude.
like
Swear.
Well, young
Just one little
professionals-
bar tab a week.
I'm saying,
Just one little
right?
bar tab a week, dude.
So I always say the young professionals have the most time for all this advice to compound and benefit from it.
Man.
Right? So, like, I'm not telling my advisors shy away from young professionals, but typically, if a young professional is going to save $100 of every paycheck for the rest of their career, then I hope those paychecks don't stop coming in. Like, I hope you don't have a stroke when you're 41 years old. Like, I hope
Right.
you don't, right? So maybe we ought to insure the paychecks. Maybe we ought to get disability insurance.
Okay.
Maybe we ought to get life insurance, right?
Right,
And
right,
so
right.
usually young professionals and young families, they don't have assets yet to manage, but they need some defensive planning. So we'll do that for them. We'll help them get their defense right, and that makes them more financially secure, and then the wealth will come later.
Right.
So we can work with anyone.
Yeah.
We can work with anyone. And that's actually, like, that's kind of my pitch to, like, people I recruit. It's like, dude, everyone's a potential client.
Right.
Like, everyone.
Well, and
Like,
I
who
think
doesn't want to retire someday?
right. Well, and I think even a big thing, with people who especially go out on their own in, like, the business world. Well, you had the benefit of, you probably did have a fairly good handle on accounting and money by the time, you know, you became self-employed. You kind of knew the financial game a little bit. But I think
A little bit.
one of the biggest problems, especially in, like, the contracting world, you have a lot of dudes who are mechanics, siding guys, roofers, whatever, who figure out how to do what they do so well that they say, fuck this, I'm going to start my own company. And then they don't know what to do with money.
Right.
So they either fail or get rich and broke so many times before they actually succeed and go, damn, that was hard.
Right.
To where if you actually knew what to do with what you had, I personally I went, boom, oh my God, whoa, shit, oh, whoa, what the fuck's going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before it was like, okay, let me sit back and figure out, I guess let me just be broke for a couple years and
Right.
stack money and then go, okay.
Business owners are tough to plan for because they don't, like, for so long, all they're investing is back into the business, like, as it should be. Like, for
Right,
so long,
right.
it's like, hey, what were your sales?
But in a business owner's mind,
What were
they're
your
about to be,
expenses? 100,000. What did what'd you do with it? I put it back in the business. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so that happens for a long time.
Yeah.
Which, if you think about it from a risk standpoint, like usually, like, hey, shouldn't you do something safe with some of that money? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so,
That
like,
it's
that's
a terrible
lot of risk.
idea, basically.
Yeah. Like, since when was put all your eggs in one basket good advice? And so,
Kobe said,
wait, it
just get
never
more
was.
chickens.
He did. Yeah.
So get more chickens,
Get
bro.
more chickens. But the idea with business owners is like, hey, if you were signing in at 8 a.m. first day on the job, guess what? Like, you'd be putting 5% of every paycheck into a 401k.
Oh, yeah.
They do it for you. Like,
Right.
You'd be like, you're auto enrolled.
Yeah. So to say
So for
everything.
the business owner to be like, hey, I get it. Like, 95% of your money is going to go back into your business. Fair.
But some of it.
What
you
about
got-
5%
Yeah.
going into something that's not tied to this? Like,
Right.
So that's an opportunity for business owners, typically. But again, they don't know.
No.
Like, they're not auto enrolled. Like, they have to go figure it out for them and their employee. Like,
Right.
it's just like, and so again, my job's typically like, let me just give you information.
Yeah.
Like, here's your options.
No, and I think that's it. Is whenever you said no, I don't take your money and invest it for you. It is like, oh wait, that's maybe you might have a more valuable position than a lot of people. You know, there's people out there that need someone to tell them what to do with what they have.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're not trying to get them to I don't need your bank account number.
Right. Yeah.
I need to tell you what to do to not make that go dry.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the deal.
You
Yeah.
know?
And accountants do that to some degree. Mm-hmm. And so we operate similarly to an accountant, because an accountant will be like, hey, you did it this way last year,
Yeah.
and now it hurts, right? Because you owe this big check to the IRS.
Yeah.
You should do it this way this year, right? And so they're just giving you information.
Yeah.
And so we operate similarly, except we're typically looking way out in the future.
Right.
Like, their job, like, I'm a CFP, Certified Financial Planner.
Okay.
They're CPAs, right? Certified Public Accountant. Both our jobs are to save you money on taxes.
Right.
But their job's to save you money on taxes this year.
Right.
My job's to go, hey, did you realize that when you turn 75 and required minimum distributions kick in, like, you're going to owe $25,000 a year in taxes coming out of your 401k? And people go, what do you mean? I'm not going to be working.
And you're like, right.
But that gets taxed like ordinary income. And it's like, but we use software, like, we show them.
So what? There's certain things
show
that are what? Just designed to fuck people over? Kind of?
Well,
If you're not ready for it,
you know
or if
what?
you can, or is it only for the people that can afford it?
no. None of it was designed. So this is what's wild. I wish I would have, like, we could have brought some visual aids. Like, if you go back and study how the tax brackets used to, like, how that, like, so they've always worked the same way, but the brackets change every year, every single year.
I remember when mine changed and it sucked.
Yeah, the brackets don't change, the income thresholds change.
Okay.
Right? So what used to land you in the 24% bracket next year may or may not. Like, they're going to go up and down.
Right.
Like, inflation and all that stuff happens. But with different administrations, like, the actual brackets can change. Like, we go right now, like, 10%, 12%.
Right.
Right? And then you can get up to 22%, 24%.
Okay.
32%, 35, 37. We cap at 37 and we start at 10. Go back in time. Like, there's like this 40-year span from like 1940 to 1980. The lowest bracket was like 15. Don't quote me on this, but it was like 15. The highest bracket for that whole 40 years, 4 decades, the highest bracket was above 90.
Oh, shit.
90. It got up to 90, like 2%. And so, like, at a certain point, again, you had to make a lot of money because it's progressive.
Right.
But at a certain point, if you are a really high income earner, you go, wait, so the next dollar that I earn, I get to keep 8 cents of it, and you get 92 8 cents. And then you'd go, I'm done working then.
Right.
I don't care if it's September, October. Like when I get to that point,
I'm not working.
Shutting it down for the year.
It's over.
So in the 80s, they put in Section 401k of the tax code. And they go, hey, here's the deal. For you guys that are like tired of getting bent over on these taxes, throw money in this account before it gets taxed. And then it'll get taxed and you can pull it out. So it's the 1980s, and they're going, okay, cool. I will stuff money in there. And then surely the taxes can't be this high 30 years from now when I'm pulling it out. So now they're pulling the money out, those people, and it is lower. But now tax brackets have come down. Our highest bracket's 37.
Right.
Most of us are in the 22 and 24%.
Right.
Well, we're still doing it that way. We're putting money in before it gets taxed so that maybe it'll be lower when it comes
Even
out.
though there's no way it's going to.
There's no way it'll be lower.
Right.
In fact, what could happen is
It's going to be higher.
it could be higher.
So we're doing it backwards for something that
Because
was
that's
designed
the way it
for.
was done when they wrote the tax code.
Mm-hmm.
So you said, hey, it was just wrote to screw people. No, like that helped them then.
It just needs to be rewrote?
It was. Now they have the Roth section of the tax code that says,
gotcha.
hey, go ahead and pay the taxes, put it in that account, and then it's already been taxed. It won't be taxed later.
Gotcha.
But there's also limits, right? Like you can only put $7,000 a year into a Roth IRA. Oh. Which is your first clue. It's probably good for you, bad for the IRS, right? Like, so like,
Right. Right.
they just really limit you on what you can do there. But there's other vehicles that are similar to that. So like, that's what we're like.
You're trained to know what
Yeah.
the places to put what.
Right. Where
Yeah.
should you put it? So that's what we do. Not so much buy this stock. That's not. You can buy that stock if you want to.
So you don't even
But
follow
should you-
trends
but
of that.
should you buy it in your Roth IRA or your pre-tax 401k? That's what we're saying.
Oh, I got you.
That's what we're doing.
Okay.
Wait.
I want to give this to my kid in 10 years. How should I do it?
Bingo.
Like this.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
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 So we're not like stock picking. That's not what we do. We're financial planning. That's right. I want to give this to my kid in 10 years. Let's make.
How do we make
plan.
it so he don't get fucked when they give it to him?
Like my job's to disinherit the U.S. government out of every dollar you've earned. Like,
Right.
I want to make sure you pay the least amount.
You
of
get the
taxes.
most of your own money as you can have.
Exactly.
Fucking crazy. It's only been
Crazy.
taxed 3 times by the time it's in my bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, golly.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know when it goes in your bank, it still gets taxed.
It still
right?
get taxed.
You get a 1099 from your bank.
Yeah.
Hey, here's what we paid you in interest this year. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and put that with your return because you owe taxes on that too. What?
Yeah.
Like it's getting taxed while it grows in your bank.
Right. Yeah. That's
Right?
crazy.
So, like that shouldn't be the case. And there's lots of accounts that don't get taxed while they grow.
Yeah.
Those accounts get bigger because they don't get taxed while they grow. That's what we do.
So how are you digging this whole this shit show that you keeping track of what Elon's uncovering right now?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What's your take on that?
And I don't like.
Were you like, duh? This has been
Well, no, I
Like-
wasn't like duh.
like government's been just corrupt and crooked and crazy forever, but this is crazy.
I'm
dude.
like a bit of a conspiracy theorist, just by nature.
I'm fucking all the way
yeah,
now.
I'm like I don't believe anything I see on the news. Right?
I believe everything on Joe Rogan.
I do believe. Me too. That's where I get my information. So yeah, man, and so no, I wasn't really giving it that much thought. But I did kind of think like
a little bit
hey,
too much money. They're fucking.
yeah,
golly, bro.
I was always kind of like, but how? Like, how do you collect so much in taxes and can't make anything work? You know what I mean? Like, where does the money go? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I
but
was
for
like
the,
that.
For the answer to be like, oh, it's just so out in the open, common nothing was hidden. Like we just opened the book and it was like, oh,
Right.
we're just bogus. It was there was
we're just
there was no secret shit.
The only secret still is, and I think like as I've been watching, like you can literally download like the Doge tracker on your phone. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm into it, man.
Yeah.
And I feel like the only answer that still hasn't like come to light is like, where did the money go? Like I know it went inside someone's pockets. Like it didn't really go for like circumcisions in Uganda. You know what I mean? Like,
but you're saying who?
No, someone wrote a grant for that.
So who did it go to?
And then we pledged $1 million for it, and then they named an executive
someone
director
never
over
got
that
it.
program and made their salary $1 million.
And
Whose salary? Like, right? Whose pocket did it land in? Like, that's what I'm still like.
And
where's the money?
why isn't that
like,
person in jail right now? That's what I'm going is. So are they just going, well, everyone can't go to jail, so just relax. Like, why not?
I don't know. Right. There's these directors of these programs. Like, that's where the money went.
Dude, whenever they were saying you have like a $5 million subcontract and it was done 20 years ago and it's been getting paid annually for 20 years.
Right.
Wait, what?
Right.
Wait, what?
Exactly.
Subcontractors just collecting it?
So exactly. So that's where I'm just like,
Company's been done. Wait, what?
right. That's what still hasn't been like. Who was the director of the program, and what neighborhood do they live in? I want to pull up and see their house. Like, you know what I mean? That's where
Meanwhile,
the money
they collected $500 million. This isn't like
no billions.
they collected $100,000 over the last 40 years. No.
Right.
They
So-
built mansions, neighborhoods.
And I guess like, you know, you follow like, so I guess like it gets parceled out, right? Like someone had to approve that. So they get a couple 100,000. Someone had to vote for it. So, I mean, I think it just got, right? It just got spread all
Everyone
over.
just do what you're fucking
Everyone
told,
who
dude.
got it passed was eating good.
That's why they were making. That's why it is a big deal that fucker got elected this time.
Right.
It is a big deal
It's a huge deal.
because it's like exposure, dude.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah.
And like, you don't have to be Republican or Democrat, but like, hey, we all
Pay,
work,
bro.
and we all pay taxes.
Fuck
So
Republican
yeah,
or
it's just
Democrat.
like-
We're all anti get fucked out of our money. Come on, man.
It's like, don't you want like to not
Yeah.
pay taxes?
No, that's a
or just
terrible
go, like-
representation of
Yeah.
our country as getting our money stolen.
Yeah. So dude,
Trump wasn't even a Republican, bro. He was
Right.
like the Democrat.
and I could
10 years ago.
Dude, I bought a Doge hoodie.
I had one on in the
You had one
podcast
on,
I
really?
did 2 days ago. I had the T-shirt.
I got a
Yeah.
T-shirt too.
Hell
I was like,
yeah.
I'm about this.
Hell,
Like,
me too.
I'm about like, if we need to pay some taxes, so be it.
Dude, when
But
Elon
hey.
said we could cut, he said everybody who got that check for COVID, he said we could cut everybody that same check for $6,000 right now today, and it wouldn't affect anyone because of how much money was stolen.
Insane.
How much money was stolen? He said we could do it right now, right now. And it's like,
So I'm about, yeah.
that's crazy.
I'm about
Well,
less money coming out of my pocket for taxes. And then the money that is, actually like go do what you said you're going to do with it. Like, and not just like
Well,
something else.
now it almost makes sense on as soon as this fuck got elected, when Trump got elected last time, which I even thought it was funny the first time he got elected. It was like, seriously, bro?
It was like, wait,
The Apprentice?
I know.
Like, okay,
Like,
whatever.
electing
Whatever.
TV star?
Yeah.
And, like,
But then
hotel
immediately his whole campaign was him like, you know, what they spend like $250 million trying to get him impeached. That's all they did his whole term was try to get him
Yeah,
impeached.
right.
So that was the shift of the focus the whole time. So then this rip, it was immediately Elon's like, fuck that. Shit's, I got you all volunteer.
Right. Yeah, that's
So it's like, oh, wait, you fucker. The whole game plan
So right, like we said, like these conspiracy theories, like just to like the whole misdirection that happens. In
I'm
the
telling
media.
you,
It's
dude.
Hey, look over here.
It's like, you know what? You guys fucked up by letting Biden get in office and let Trump sit back for a minute and go,
Oh, that's the game.
okay.
Yeah, you're right. I think like he had 4 years to sit
And go,
Oh.
wait a minute. We got another $1 trillion in debt? $1 trillion?
I can't. I work with numbers. I don't even know how many zeros are trillion. Like what? Like that's insane.
But I mean, how about for them to go, hey, we just looked for what? 35 hours, man hours of looking, and we just found 1.5 billion
Right.
without doing any digging. We didn't have to like unencrypt anything.
No,
We didn't have
it was
to
just sitting
here. Wait, what? Yeah, exactly. We sent $40 million in condoms
Right. I saw
to a
that.
third world country. And they're like, would you like to take back your statement that you would not send those over there because they are preventative to AIDS? And they're like, yeah, no, I don't want to take that statement back. I wouldn't give a fuck who. No, it's too much money.
Well,
What?
right. Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Oh man. It's been so
It's just too much money. That's way too much dollars flowing around.
and I don't I typically don't like really want I typically don't pay any attention to politics only because like there's
this politics
nothing I
or is
can
this
do
money?
about
This
it.
is
Like there's
just-
nothing but like this has my attention. I'm
This
like,
is just the mighty dollar now,
I'm like,
dude.
holy cow.
Yeah.
This is wild. This is wild. And like how does this not help like American people? Like
Right.
how is this not
Well, no, I think finally it's to the point where it goes, hey, no matter what side you're on, they're fucking us.
right? And like
And I mean, dude,
imagine what would happen if like they pay these Doge dividends out. Like people aren't putting that money in their 401k. They're gonna go buy stuff.
right.
Like they're gonna go spend the money. Like
It's going to put it right in the economy.
businesses
It's
are
going
gonna
to,
like boom. You know, Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be. That's good.
yeah.
That's a
Yeah, and I
good
don't know
thing.
if they will. I don't know if
don't
what the
know.
plan with it is, but
I can't let myself expect that. Like
yeah, you don't know
I
what.
just-
However, the two people doing it and involved are also two people who go, hey, we want
I
you
know.
people to be irresponsible with your money and put it back into circulation as
Right.
long as it's available.
right. Yeah, I mean that's true. Musk is like, man, if we throw a $6,000 check at a 5-family household, like they're probably buying a Tesla Model S. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
he's like,
Why not?
Cool.
Matter of fact, we should probably make it so a family of 4 get a rebate right now. You know, why not?
He's doing the
I mean,
math on it. They're both capitalists.
They're doing. Oh, dude, shit's about to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. Like I mean, I thought he would be assassinated.
Do you think?
Like
Do you think
he
that?
got shot at once? Like I just didn't. I
Did you happen to watch that? Did you dig in on that little attempt at all? Have you watched like the details on that? I just very recently did, and I was really blown away by a few
well,
things.
the details I watched were one, like how a shift of his head is the reason he's still alive. Like a millisecond shift of his head. I like watched some of that breakdown, but then also the breakdown on just like how that could have even happened.
Did you see where the shooter was at?
Silly, dude. Like
On
we
like a
would've-
building like
yeah.
this. Seriously.
Yeah.
A pole barn.
And he like carried a ladder. Like
And
carried a ladder.
yeah,
in broad
like and the
daylight.
lady was with her cell phone going, "Hey, there's a guy right there on that roof." Yeah. It was like equivalent to
Yeah.
being at like the Macon County Fairgrounds.
Yeah, it would be like if you and I tried to pull that off.
And had like a rifle over your shoulder climbing the
Yeah.
fucking.
It was like, wait a minute.
When I heard it, I'm thinking, you know, on top of a parking garage. I'm
Right.
picturing
Like
it
it
sniper
happens in the
style.
movies.
Yeah. And then I'm like,
Like
wait,
Slick.
no, he's walking up an angled roof, a gable roof? What the fuck? And then I had a dude sitting there talking to the cops going, hey, there's a guy up there on that roof. And the cops are looking at the guy going, you guys need to just calm down. And it's like,
Right.
No, right
no,
there.
behind you. Turn around.
Wait,
no,
what?
Not gonna turn around. Yeah, that
I don't know.
conspiracy theories, man. Like I don't
know either.
I don't have any answers to that, but I'm here for them.
I'm here if you got answers.
If
Yeah.
you've got a theory.
But so dudes. Oh no, this is where the conspiracy theory comes in. So they get dude. They didn't kill him, right?
they did.
Oh, they did.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, which also like plays, right? It's like, oh
So then what happened when they got to his house?
no,
Hard drive, wiped clean.
right?
No internet trace, no phone trace, no rent
Yeah,
paper,
the
no
phone,
mail,
yeah.
no fucking trace of this guy.
Yeah.
He now is and he was on a commercial.
Right. Yeah. I did. Yeah.
And it's like,
come on.
dude, you aren't that smart
That's
and
what's
dumb.
wild,
You aren't
yeah.
that smart and dumb.
And there's been lots of that, man. The whole United Healthcare, like
Mario or Luigi
yeah.
or whatever the fuck.
Koopa, Bowser. I don't remember which. Yoshi.
He went from killing someone to being like a heartthrob and
Yeah.
overnight.
There's
Again, you were
weird
fucking
stuff,
smart
man.
enough to murk somebody point blank range and get out of the neighborhood, city, state, and then you got popped off eating a McDouble.
Yeah. It's like,
Come
wait
on,
a-
Hamburglar. No. And you got
don't-
popped off with the gun, documents.
Right. You
Fuck
just
out of here,
yeah,
bro.
you
You
just
couldn't
kept
find
it
a
all-
garbage can
yeah.
anywhere between
Yeah.
here and Pennsylvania.
It just doesn't add, like, so many things don't add up.
Yeah,
And
they were
that's
just
what's-
chosen. That's what they were. Here you go.
Yeah. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Part of me, like, gets, like, curious about these things. And then I'm like, we'll never know. Like, they don't want us to know, so we won't.
You ever watch? Did you get into that show? I think it was a few years ago now. Scandal
No.
with oh man, it was a movie with never mind. It was based on like the White House and
Yeah.
shit like that. Olivia Pope. It was a black chick played like the head of Olivia Pope was a lawyer, and she had like a lawyer agency who basically catered to the White House and hid all the bullshit that happened at the White House.
Right.
Yeah, it was very. It was
Believable?
10 years ago, and it's like now the shit's
Yeah,
happening.
like,
you know what
okay,
I mean? Like it's
yeah.
like okay, yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely conspiracy theory ish.
Well, and along with the misdirection, some people are like, hey, the whole Diddy thing is like
I was just about to go
misdirection.
there.
They're trying to get you to watch this
Yeah,
because you don't know what's going on over here.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and I don't know what to believe about all that either. I'm just like, oh man, I believe he did all those things, but like the theory that I probably closest subscribed to is like he's the fall guy. Like there were a lot of other people
right.
like right like so how did he
It only makes
become
sense now.
the-
He should die anytime,
right. Oh yeah.
Epstein style, right?
Right.
Aren't we supposed to see something? I
Yeah,
just heard
they
we're supposed to
did.
release.
They did.
They,
They
did
did.
release.
And apparently like it was pretty underwhelming. Like there was just nothing like
Oh.
but there's supposed to be more coming.
Yeah, because I was wondering about that too. Like, wait a minute, don't we know of what happened at the Epstein Islands? And then it was
Yeah.
like,
It's
I did not have sex with him.
yeah, it's just like I don't know.
I did not have sexual relations.
You know, it's like you're only gonna know what they want you to know.
Yeah. So you heard you heard that the chick, the Jane Doe, who also put Jay-Z, named him as someone in the charge with Sean Combs and brought him into the whole mix, dropped the charge against Jay-Z now.
Oh.
And Jay-Z goes, fuck that. You already now put me out here. You can't, now I'm at you. And the lady's going, I never said you did shit. The lawyer did. And this is true. So this attorney that is representing the chick apparently like talked her in to putting Jay-Z in the shit. So now Jay-Z's attorney and this attorney, and it's like Jay-Z's got a teenage daughter,
Right.
and he's out here getting accused of like raping some chick in
Right.
2000, and he's really going, I didn't do this shit. And now the chick's going, yeah, I never said he did. It's like, oh, well, too late.
But so why? Yeah, like why?
Why
Like,
even?
Why do the attorney want? Jay-Z
Hey, if we
name?
say it, he'll cut you a check. You'll get rich.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you're trying to
Just
get Diddy to do
extortion.
it. Extortion. Yep. And I think Jay was like, yeah, no. No, that didn't happen, bro. And if it did happen, we definitely didn't have cameras. It was the 90s.
Right, it was the 90s.
No one was like this. I guarantee you that didn't happen, right?
On
I
one
would have
hand,
saw a
I'm like-
motherfucker with a camcorder. I would remember that. You know?
Yeah. On one hand, I'm always like, of course Hollywood's like sick and perverted and twisted. But then on the other hand, I'm like, man, I don't want to believe that everyone in Hollywood is that like over the top gross and like.
So I go both
inhumane.
ways,
Like,
man,
it's
because
like,
I'm
man,
like
like-
this, dude. And this is kind of fucked up, right? But I've even said this to a couple chicks. Like, so this is like with the Epstein thing. 14, 15-year-old girls, right? And they were accused of like, they would go massage this dude on the regular, end up hand jobs and end up fucking all this stuff. But these are girls that say that they did this for a period on a regular.
So you're saying that's not.
You knew, I mean, you weren't 8 or 9 or fucking 11. You were going to a rich dude's house and getting paid. You were not getting tricked.
So you're saying
You were selling pussy.
Well, you're saying he's still up. You're saying they're both.
He is a sick fuck, but
Yeah, you're both wrong.
You're now telling because
Yeah, you're
you're okay
saying-
with admitting you were selling pussy because he's dead or
You were prostituting yourself, which is illegal.
Yeah.
And he was like.
he was. Now that you can say it
was a
because he's
pedophile.
loaded. Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
you were both wrong.
You get it though?
Yeah. No, I follow that.
Yeah,
logic.
to where I'm
Like,
going, I'd get it, but I know at 15, 16, 17, like, yeah, never is that an attractive age of a girl to me. But at that age of a dude, I knew what was fucking not right and right.
Well, right. Yeah. And
You know? I mean, same with young ladies. They know.
yeah.
If they know to hide it from their parents,
well,
they know that
you
they shouldn't
rewind
be
like
doing it.
it was probably like 2 generations ago. People were getting married when they were
Yeah.
14 and 15 years
But I'm
old.
just saying, if you're
So,
lying to your
I'm just
parents
saying,
to
like,
go over here and jack
yeah.
this old man off to get $200, then you knew it was fucking wrong. I'm just saying. So my take on it is just slightly different with that.
Well,
Does it make him right? It
No,
just
no, no.
also makes you an underage prostitute.
yes.
Like
And-
not
and
getting pimped out.
they're both.
You were a prostitute.
Yeah, you're both.
Fucking sick.
You're both wrong.
Yeah.
But my point was more like, I'm positive Hollywood and these elitists, like, there's a lot of bad apples.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, I don't know. Like, there comes a point where, like, well, I mean, money is not good or bad. But, like, bad people will do bad things.
Worse shit.
Yeah, more bad things when they have more money, right? Good people tend to
Do better
more
things.
good things when they
Yeah.
have more money. So, like, certainly there's bad people with a lot of money, and they'll do a lot of bad things. And there's a lot of money in Hollywood. So, like, I don't doubt that, like, a lot of wrong stuff happens in Hollywood. My point is, I'm just, like, I get, like, disenchanted when it, like, bleeds into everyone. It's like, no, like, not everyone. You know, it'll be like, not Tom Hanks. Like,
Right,
you know what I mean?
right,
Not Denzel.
right,
like,
right.
And I don't know that, like, I know Tom Hanks has been mentioned. I don't
Yeah.
think Denzel has. But, like, my point is, I'm like, I don't want it to be everyone. in
Or it's like this.
Hollywood.
Wait a minute.
Like,
Diddy
not
had the
everyone.
bomb ass parties. Everybody was Ashton Kutcher was his
Yeah,
boy.
right.
Like, come on, he was snagging these people. Yeah, is that
so
70 show?
I'm just like, not everyone, you know. So,
Dude,
that's
now
where
if
I
you
get
look,
with it.
you got all these guys now coming out going, he just wanted to be in control of me. And it's like, okay, hold on now.
Yeah.
Caleb,
Yeah.
you and I, in 2010, we hit New York and we happen to rub shoulders with a celebrity crowd. We get invited to a party and we go, and they go, hey man, stick around afterwards. Shit's going to be live. And we go, cool. dude, okay, cool. And then shit gets weird. We go like this. Hey, let's get the fuck out of here. Okay.
Hey, this got weird.
Let's go. Let's go. And that's it. You know what I mean? There's not like then he made us fuck him. No. You know what I'm saying though? That's what gets me is it's like, you guys are grown men and there was no foreseeing. Your story isn't a rape.
Well, there's stories.
I mean, some of them that I've heard of just like, he just, you know, and.
I think anyone I've heard was like.
Oh, no, some of it is like the Bill Cosby drinks. Yeah, you're right.
I took a drink.
I woke up sore as hell.
Yeah, I think there's some drugging.
Okay,
at
yeah.
least associated with some of the stories I heard.
Either way, if that party, they're like, we know you got your drink, but here, drink this. It's like, I'm getting the fuck out of it. It got chilly.
Why is my drink blue?
I feel like I don't need to go to the downstairs of the downstairs, bro. I'm out. Yeah.
I'm going to smoke outside.
I'm going to go to the Uber. Yeah. I'm just saying some of it is going, okay, the man clearly is not getting out of jail, so everyone's just shooting their shot at getting $1 million.
Right. Yeah. He's got plenty to go around.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't call it. I can't call it, man.
It sucks to be that guy.
Yeah. All I know is I don't want it to be everyone. You know what I mean? I don't want every movie star you've ever watched is like,
yeah. You're like, God, J-Lo, you're still hot.
Yeah,
Stop
like,
popping up.
I don't want everyone to go down because, man.
Ben Affleck was like, I'm getting away from this
Yeah.
bitch. I don't know what's going on.
It is. It's like, holy cow. I mean, they just like, they're throwing everyone's name in. So,
Yeah, it's scary.
I don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
I think that's
Hollywood,
how we got
baby.
here. We got here like, I don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
They tell you what they want you to believe. You can believe. Probably
What's crazy is it's all intertangled, probably. Hollywood, government.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. What's
weird,
nuts is we are now to the point of you cannot even believe what you see.
Right. Yeah. When you watch a little reel or something, you're like, wait
Yeah,
a
you
minute.
literally can create a
I saw
high definition video
Yeah.
with audio that is not necessarily with a
I
timestamp
saw one on
that is not real.
Kyrie Irving because he tore his ACL, and like I'm watching the interview and he's talking about I knew it was torn because like as soon as it bent back and snapped, he's like, but I wanted to finish my free throws like my my idol or whatever, my hero Kobe did, and then he like just starts going off the rails, and I'm like, this doesn't sound like, and then I look a little like that's not his like.
It said
And
AI.
it was all and I'm like, dang, like
It's perfect.
it had me like until like he started talking crazy. Like I hadn't given it a second. I'm like, here's an interview. of
Do you
Kyrie.
use any of it? Use any AI
No, like
for anything?
no, not a
No?
single thing. I guess I like Alexa in my house,
Yeah.
which is annoying. Like
Yeah.
I was like Alexa off because it does try to make assumptions, right?
Yeah.
Like Alexa will just be like starting your evening routine, and
Oh,
like it'll
yeah.
start playing music at 5:30. I'm like,
You're
I didn't tell
it's
you
not
to
my
like, stop.
Yeah,
Like,
wrong routine.
Yeah, and
Right.
I'm like, what are you doing? Quit it. So, but like we use Alexa literally to tell us the weather and to play music.
Yeah.
But it does try to like start to predict what we're gonna want it to do, and I'm like, chill out. Like,
Yeah.
I'll tell you when I want you to
Right.
do something. You don't tell me. But I'm that way about technology in general. I don't like to feel like my technology is dictating. So like on my phone, like I don't have any of those little red badges that tell me missed text, missed call. My phone's literally
It doesn't alert you to
probably
that?
never been on ringer since I opened it out of the box. Because my whole point is like it's always like me against. So I view my phone as a distraction.
It is.
It is, right? And so in my mind, it's always me against my phone. Like I'll pick you up when I want to pick you up and look at you. Like you
Ooh,
don't
that's good.
You're not going to tell me when to stop what I'm doing, break my focus, and go.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's like
I'm one
it's
of them who I have to airplane mode an hour and go, nope. I'm going to think
Okay.
thoughts,
I
motherfucker.
like airplane mode. Yeah,
I'm going to think thoughts for an hour.
right.
And then for the last 10 minutes, I'm like, is it
I know, but it is like it's you against your
have
phone,
to.
right?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
too much? Overstimulated.
yeah, it's like no, like, and then you go to look at your phone for something that might be productive. But you see a little red 7 badge next to Facebook, and then you see a
Gone,
text
dude.
message 32 red badge. Like no badges on mine. Like it does not, unless I open my text message. Like,
Maybe I need to follow
widget.
that. That's really good.
Yeah. Then when I open it up, I see like all these messages with the blue dot by them. Oh, I had a lot of unread texts.
Oh, man, that sets
But,
some
like-
anxiety in, too, whenever I see those. So good call.
It does, right? It triggers like,
I just developed 15 minutes of shit I need to
yeah, yeah,
pull over.
yeah. No, like no badges. Like I have no badges.
So you're like, when I have
No
time
sound.
to focus on this, that's when I'm going to focus on
Exactly.
it. I'm not
When
going
I go check my when I decide I'm going to go check my missed text messages, I'll go check them.
So you know how
not
awesome I think it would be, or I mean, neither one of us have really had this, but can you imagine whenever maybe I guess 90s or whatever the fuck it was, where it was like, hey, if you are not calling between 8 and 4, then catch me between 8 and 4. That's
Right.
when I'm at this number, which is the office. You know what I mean?
Answering machine, yeah,
Or whatever it is. You know, that's when I'm at this phone.
Yeah.
And you don't even know how to get me at the other place I am because that's my fucking home.
Right. And I'm not working,
And
I'm
there
not,
is there's no other way to communicate other than catching me on this. Which there is a huge benefit to being able to go. Don't feel like going in. I'm not
course,
sleeping at
right.
night. I can catch up on work, or
Yeah.
I have my evenings or my Sundays when a lot of people don't work. I'll come in here and probably get more done in a few hours
doubt.
than I could get done in days.
No doubt.
However, man, it would really be nice to check out.
Yeah. Like I
But
try to.
I also know if I need to get a hold of you, I see you see.
Right.
Let's communicate,
I
bruh.
don't like that either.
I know that's terrible, but it's there.
Yeah, you don't get to know when I look at my
I
phone.
know.
Like, you're right. Like that's an invasion of my privacy.
Right. Right. I just asked you, are we still on?
Right.
Why the fuck are you not answering? I see you see.
It's some. I mean, it all makes sense,
But
and then it's all
Too much.
It's all too oppressive.
it is.
I'm like, no,
Yeah.
you don't own me.
It meant
I own you.
it's
I
meant-
bought you.
Yeah, it's meant well, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like, well, don't look if you don't want me to look.
right. I know. So man, I keep that thing on silent. I keep it.
That's
way
powerful,
out of-
man.
I keep it out of there's a lot of you could look up statistics on there's this term, it's like conscious intelligence or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And literally like there's a drop of like I mean like a 60% drop in your conscious intelligence when your phone is in sight. Because so much of your mental is going, don't look at my phone, don't look at my phone, don't look at my phone. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even if you're not looking, you're spending mental energy not looking.
Yes.
Isn't that crazy? And so, like,
Dude, I'll feel it if I'm
Oh,
talking
yeah.
to someone and my phone is vibrating. It's like, oh my God, stop vibrating.
And you
I
just
don't even know what you're saying. Stop vibrating.
Right. And even if you hear, like, like, even if you can hear what they're saying, you're probably not remembering anything that they're saying. So, like, you
100%.
you might actually be able to get through the conversation, but you won't remember it later that night.
Not
Like, 'cause
present.
You
You weren't there.
You weren't storing any of it.
Yeah.
Like, your mental energy was like trying to figure out who could that be, but like, what did I forget? Should I be here? Should I be there? Like, is it someone? Is an emergency? Like, and so there's like stats, like it's like if it's in the room, like you have this drop. If it's in sight, like it drops by this much more. Like it could be in the room, and for women, like in their purse, and that's a little better, but it's still not like, so the stat is like the max, like it cannot be in the same room as you.
But do you have the expectation of communication on other people's end when you reach out to someone? Do you have the expectation of?
Good question.
You know what I mean?
No.
Because work hours go out the window these days, right? Is there such thing?
Yeah, I don't think there's work hours anymore, right? So I think the expectation is like, when's a reasonable response time? So, and I think it does you well to establish that with, especially like for business reasons. So like in my office, internally, we have an expectation of same work day.
Yeah.
Hey, you're busy. Like, you know, like my team doesn't know where I'm at like right now. But like if you call me, text me, like I'll get back to you same work day. Because we're all working on
Different stuff.
but towards the same end.
Right.
Right? We're all taking care of our clients.
Right.
Our clients. And they work for me, our clients. So there's an expectation like, hey, like if I did message you about something, it was to help one of our clients, so get back to me type of deal. And it's got to be a two-way street. And so when I set that expectation with them, the first thing I said was, and again, like it wasn't an issue on their end. Like they were doing the deal. It was an issue on my end because I wasn't doing the deal.
Right.
So it was first though, like, hey, what's a reasonable response time? Like, what do you expect me to get back? And they said like, well, it'd be great if it were within 4 hours. So like that's actually half a work day. Right? Because like,
Yeah.
if it's 8 a.m., like don't wait till 5. Like,
Yeah.
Sometime in
If you
this
get
half
with me
of
in the
work
morning,
day,
let me get back by lunch.
Right.
Let me, yeah.
And so then it was like, okay, and is that fair of me to ask of you too? Yeah, it is. Okay, so that's that. Now then with clients, like I've done this with some clients, physicians are the worst at like getting back to you. And they're busy
Yeah.
with life and death situations.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Holler at you
know, it's like-
eventually? or what?
so it's like, I get it. And like, I'm trying to take care of stuff for you. So just like, let me know, like, but like early on, like you're setting like, what do you expect of me for a response time? Like if you text me about your account,
Oh, so
what do
these
you
are questions that
expect
you
of-
even address going in.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So
So-
you're not sitting there going, hey, you can fuck off, man.
yeah. So the difference is there's internal. Now this is external with the customer. But I first said, what do you expect of me?
Right.
And let them answer.
Oh, so if they're going, well, if I ask a question, I'm going to need you to get right back with me. And you're like, well, okay, well, then when
Then
I
go,
do that,
so is
then,
it fair if I expect the same of you?
and if they go, well, I'm going to need a day or two, then it's like, well, then, so,
Right. So that's usually what so like as long as we're on the same page, and then like, and that's how we got here. Like, you said like the work hours are not a thing anymore, and that can be true, but that's why it's really important to set expectations. So like now we have this, you know what I mean? Like in that hypothetical, me and that client now say, hey, within a day or two, but it's not going to be. You message me on Monday and I get back to you on Friday. Like, right? Like,
Right.
It's a day or two or not at all. Like, there is no ghosting here. Like,
right.
there's a response expected.
Yeah.
That example, a day or two. With my team, half a business day. With other advisors, same business day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's necessary because then you really can. Like, then nothing's urgent because that's like, are any text messages urgent? Like business matters.
Yeah.
Very few. I'm not going to say
You're like,
nothing's urgent,
yeah.
but very few.
You're like, every question I have, I would like an answer right now because I'm in the middle of typing this
I'd
shit
like
out.
to know now, but
Guess
like,
I'll get back to this when you get back to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so
So it's self-programming too.
there is. So outside of my wife, like
Yeah, that's urgent.
that's urgent. Yeah, it's urgent, right?
So how has that played in? Because
Not well.
you've
Not well.
got,
Right.
you got
Because-
married later in life,
Yeah.
and how does that balance Do you program a day every day at this time? We're going to jump on the phone so we can do it once a day and not have to.
That would be good because you said, "How does that?" And I said, "Not well,"
good.
because
Yeah.
like shit does drive her nuts. Like she knows like his ringer's probably not on,
Right.
and like, but we have kids. What if there's an emergency?
Yeah.
That's a valid point. Like we do have kids. There could be an emergency. You know what I mean? So it doesn't translate well.
But if your ringer's on, then you're like, you know how many non-emergencies I have to deal with?
Yeah,
It's going to ruin my whole fucking life.
So this is a good, like maybe like Alexa could tell us that like I could probably set to where only her ringer's on. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, we don't even need to go into that.
Yeah,
It's just
right?
leave it off.
Like, yeah, but that would be like this. Like okay, her ringer's on, but I like where you're going with that. Like for us to check in, like you know, and just say like.
At 1 o'clock every day, let's take a 10-minute phone call. Catch me up. I'll catch you up.
That'd be good. That'd be valuable.
You know.
I mean, on my way here, I called. Like I was like, hey, like, I'm in the like I'm driving. I'm in between meetings because my day, like literally, like I go from meeting to meeting. Like there's a lot of times it's like, hey, see you later. In my next meeting's like in the lobby, right? And it's just like that's what it is. It's stacked day to day. Like,
Yeah.
So there's not really time like so if I'm driving to a meeting, so if instead I have a meeting outside of my office, that's not like make a call, like call it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
when you do you get off work at the same time every day, or that also changes?
that mostly is the same time every day. So mostly I only see clients from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And then weekends off, or Sunday off, or what do you do? Or just depends on how shit shakes.
Because you got to think like this is an interesting thing about.
You're like, no clients are off on the weekends, so I
Well,
have to
and
work
this
on
is
the
the
weekends.
interesting thing about like, you know, nothing's urgent, and the interesting thing about like when you're building a client base, you'll kind of do any like at the start you'll kind of do anything for anyone just to like get them to like
Be on the team.
yeah. And so I never did like I never really took weekend meetings and I never took evening meetings except like early on I would like, hey, I'll have one day a week I'll do late meetings. Because inevitably you get this person that's like, I work 9 to 5, I can't meet you. And it's like, well, how do you go to the doctor? How do you see your accountant?
Right.
What if you needed to talk to your attorney? So like eventually, like I would make those exceptions early on and be like, okay, I'll meet Tuesdays. I'll work late. I'll work till 7. Take a 5 and a 6 o'clock meeting. But then eventually, it's like, no, like
Schedule
if
me
you
like
need to
you'd
make a
schedule something
deposit
important.
at the bank. So now I'll usually say, okay, we're open the same time as the bank's open.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Come
we're
on your
talking
lunch.
About your money, like come on your lunch. Go to work 40 minutes late. Leave work 40 minutes early. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Act like it matters.
Act like it matters.
Act like
right.
your money matters, man.
So like I'm that, but I have a couple exceptions. So I like to work with physicians and resident physicians. I have a huge respect for because they work like 80 hours a week, dude.
Yeah, they put in some time.
And attending
They got a
physician-
plan too.
Attending physicians work a lot too, but at least they get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Residents make like $60,000 a year and work 80 hours a week. And so,
They just got a plan.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but for them, I've always said like, I'll meet on a weekend.
Right.
I'll meet you on a Saturday before 11. Like, right? Like
The
I'll
only
meet you
time
at
you're not at work, I'll meet with you.
Yeah, and the only, what's going on? Like, I like Saturdays just like anyone else, but like if I took a 10 a.m. meeting, like I still got the whole Saturday.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like I'll meet you on Saturday morning, but we're done. Like I'm going home and like having my Saturdays. still.
Right. Right.
So that's been one exception. I've also been doing weekend meetings since about August because I got like tied in with some like college football players.
Okay.
And that's been wild, dude. Like the NIL money that's like getting thrown around NCAA sports right now
Oh yeah.
is insane. It's insane.
Really?
Yeah. And it's getting more and more and more. Like it's just going up. So I've got college football players I'm talking with making $200,000 a year. What are their expenses? They're $500 a month. They're like, just to like do, I might buy something, but my food's paid for, my dorm's paid for. Like, I might spend $500 a month, and it's like
You're like, you don't spend 700?
yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. I heard.
Word on the street is it costs about 700.
But no, like they don't know. That's unheard of, right? So
That is great.
But
I thought they were just getting a little bit
no,
of change.
no. It's going up. Like the players.
What?
The players in 2024 that I was working with that were making.
Where? Here? Kids here?
Oh, yeah. These kids are in every state.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Like what I'm saying is, I'm not talking about my specific people.
Oh.
I'm saying this is happening in every state.
Okay.
This is happening at the U of I. This is happening at
Everywhere.
Indiana,
Yeah.
Everywhere. Now it does depend on like how much money your school has. So like if you've heard, like University of Oregon has like a blank check because their biggest donor is Phil Knight, who owns Nike. And he's like, he went to the University of Oregon. So he's like, hey, whatever we need to do.
Oh, so this is real.
This is real. Yeah. U of I is like, you'd be surprised, but they're like probably, they're in the top 20, I want to say, for NIL money because Shad Khan, who owns the Jacksonville Jaguars and a lot of other sports, like he went to the U of I. So that says all.
Oh, so you get involved by going, hey guys, let me help you make this be a bigger plan than just your 500 you need.
Bingo. So it's like, hey, and like, what do we do with that money, right? How do we avoid taxes on the money? Like, right? So
Perfect.
It's so, and my point of all that was college athletes, man, when you add up their time in school, time studying, time practicing, time weightlifting, like they put in like 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
So for me to be like, hey, I can only meet you at 8 to 5 Monday through Friday.
Oh, a dick move.
So these guys, I'll either meet on, again, before noon on Saturdays, but they're college kids. They like to go out, especially in the off season, or I'll meet them in the afternoons on Sundays, even 2 or 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so
You accommodate because they really are busy.
they really, I mean, 80 hours a week, right? And they have a really unique need for planning. So that's the other thing too. Like,
Are they super
That's
receptive
unique.
because they also know that they, for the first time, have something they haven't had?
Of
And
course, some are like, hey, I don't want to like waste this. Like,
yeah.
let me do something strategic.
It's got to be attractive because most
It's
people are
wild.
going, give me that and I'll figure it out for you. And you're going, listen,
Right, I'm going to
Here's what you need to do.
Like, how do we like
how do we do this?
avoid as much taxes as we can on it? I've got
Everyone's got Uncle Joe going, hey, I got you,
Right.
babe.
And I've got one player that I've been talking to, and his father was a professional athlete too for 8 years. And he's able to go, my dad doesn't have any of that money from him. He played. Like, so I don't want to do that. And the wild thing is, so like most parents, so here's the weird thing about working with a college athlete is, one, these days, they could be making 6 figures. You could be a walk-on and be making 6 figures. Like, it's crazy. Like, the rhyme and reason to it. Like, they're almost as
So the floodgates are open.
the floodgates are open. And you're still probably taking most of your financial advice from your parents,
Who
who may or may not have ever made $200,000 a year in their life.
still
right?
might not be.
Right. And if they are today, they weren't when they were 20 years old.
For sure.
Right. So it's like, this is
Yeah.
still different.
Yeah.
Because that's what, the one student athlete I was talking to whose dad played pro sports, that was like close. Like, he's like, okay, he went down this path, but he wasn't making $200,000 a year
Right.
in college. Like, this is new.
Right.
This is uncharted territory
Yeah.
for 20-year-olds.
Which some
To
parents
be
also aren't
making
capable
$20,000
of handling
a
that.
month with no expenses.
Yeah. They
It's
need that
bananas.
guidance.
Yeah, they do. And so most of their parents are like, yes, get some advice. Like,
Yeah.
do something smart with this. Like, what parent doesn't want their kid to do something smart,
Right.
like when they come into a windfall? So it's interesting. Like, that's been a fun.
That's a good one.
That's been a fun like venture, and it's only getting. I mean, you think about it in financial advising. Everyone wishes. You can't ever say everyone, but like every advisor wishes they worked with pro athletes. That'd be great, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's way more college kids making big money now than there are pro athletes.
Well, this is new.
Yeah.
I mean, this is new.
But
This sounds like a great
But
end.
there's way more college
Yeah.
kids, right? Like, so just like by sheer numbers,
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many more. Like, there's only, right? Like, the top 0.5% of the population is a pro athlete. But then below that, there's all these college athletes. Right? So you've got like a shot to go.
So as you're in, do you like have in at a couple different schools, or do you go for individuals, or how does that even work?
Yeah, it honestly just started with, a couple.
I don't know if you like are in with like business departments or coaching staffs, or how
that would be great. If I could get in with like the training staff, like
Yeah.
these trainers know these students better than anyone. But no, right now it just started. I had a couple clients whose kids got
Yeah.
deals. Then I had like, guys who knew, right? Hey, I graduated this kid, he got a deal. So, but then like once you work with one of them, it's like, well, who else?
These
is
other
gonna
guys.
walk in?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's been an interesting.
Hell yeah.
That's been
This
wild.
is new.
Yeah. But, we got on that topic just by saying, like, I'm a business owner. So, like, I typically stick to the hours that, like, I want to work my business and my family. Like, I'm not going to sacrifice time with my family. But if it's something super unique, something interesting, something where there's, like, a high opportunity to, like, provide this crazy value.
It only makes
and
sense.
It just makes sense. It's like, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
you have
and,
to.
I talked to Heather about it. It's like, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, if you need to take a Zoom meeting at 2, like, if
Yeah.
you need to go in the basement, take a Zoom meeting from 2 to 3, do it.
Do it.
You know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the cool thing, technology helping the business too. Like, I don't have to drive to meet them. I don't have to go to my office. Like, we hop on a Zoom.
Yeah, that is
I'm
beautiful.
sitting in my hoodie and I'm like, hey, like, I met you at 3:00 on a Sunday, so I'm not in a suit. Cool with that?
Oh yeah, is that the thing?
Like-
Can you accomplish the same thing pretty much?
Yeah.
Is that you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
you don't go,
No.
oh yeah. You're just like, you focus, I'm gonna focus, let's do this.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, me too.
Right,
motherfucker.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in their dorm room and I'm sitting at the bar in my basement in a hoodie.
Oh,
And
perfect.
it's like,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
making time for them, like,
Right. Yeah.
so they appreciate it. And like, it's not that difficult to
I didn't even think about that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Getting in on that college. Some college kids definitely don't know what the fuck to do with it. I bet there's a lot of pro athletes that don't know what the hell to do with their
Well,
money.
then we go back. We just said it like 20 minutes ago. I wish I would have put some money away when I was
Yeah.
winning money in my early 20s. So
Yeah.
everyone wishes they would have started sooner.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't met anyone
Who
who goes,
glad I didn't put any money.
who was glad
Glad
I
I
just,
didn't save any money.
Yeah, glad I just spent
All
all
my
my
money,
money on.
yeah.
And most people go, I don't even know where my money went. Like, I don't know. I laugh about. I talked about the Holiday Inn. I laugh with my buddies at the Holiday Inn that I grew up with when we were 16, 17. Bro, every time we got paid, we'd go out to like Circuit City, buy CDs,
Yeah,
DVDs,
yeah.
Blu-rays. You know what I mean?
Just
Like,
dumb
It
shit.
was like cool. Like,
We're
we bought
spending
some-
all our shit.
Yeah,
That's what we're doing.
Spin it.
Yeah.
Get our East Bay catalog. Buy some,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
So it was like, what were we even doing? Like,
Just have it,
we
spend
just,
it.
yeah, keep a little money for gas. So yeah, we all go, dang, I don't even know what I spent it on. I don't have anything that I spent. Like, I have nothing to show for what I spent that money on.
But we
I
also
wish I
had
would've
no
saved
direction.
some. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, my
no-
parents were faithful. They went to work and busted their ass. So on Friday, all that could get paid. Mom could hit the grocery store, fill up
Yeah.
all the cabinets in the fridge, and we were gold until Friday.
Right.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
that was it. It was, but that was success.
Well, you know what? The wild thing is too, like our parents and maybe our parents would have had to deal with it, but like our grandparents didn't. Retirement planning's changed.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, this could be 2 generations ago for sure, 1 generation ago for a lot of people, but they had pensions.
Yes.
If you had you didn't have to save. You had pension and Social Security.
Yeah, so my parents are doing good.
They're fine.
They're good now.
Yeah.
Like they are well off now compared to when we were growing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sure.
And they didn't have to save much money to do that.
It was designed for them to be
work
good when they retired.
And also, it was like they'd graduate at 18, again, 2 generations ago, and a lot in one. They'd graduate when they're 18, probably not go to college, go straight to work.
Yeah.
Work for the same company for 35 years.
Yeah.
And then that company would pay them a pension for the rest of their life. And especially 2 generations ago, they expected the companies that people would retire at 60 back then and die by the time they're like 65.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, this works. Pay this.
Bam.
Yeah, this dude worked for me for 35 years. I'll pay him for the next 5, and then he'll die.
Done.
Now, like, people don't work for anywhere for 35 years. And even if they do, they retire at 65 and live till they're 95.
Right.
And it's like, I can't pay you for 30 years. That math doesn't work. Same reason it doesn't work for Social Security. Minus all the like inefficiency, we're realizing they're paying people that have been dead for 100 years already. Yeah. But like the math's tough because we live way longer now. Right. So all that to say, 2 generations ago for sure, and most of the last generation, they didn't. The onus wasn't on them to save and figure out retirement.
It was just like work this amount of time, then chill and enjoy what you did.
We're the first generation. Like, we better be saving.
Yes.
Because we don't have pensions. Social Security, unless Doge fixes
but dude,
is running out of money. So, like, you better be saving.
But we also are the first, like, I remember my parents coming, I don't know if it was a family get-together, whatever. It was me, my sisters, their husbands, and we're all kind of just sitting there, and we're all talking, just work, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And my parents just being like, I can't imagine we were 35, 40 was like the age range of the adults. Okay. And it was like, we can't imagine the amount of money you guys make. And none of us, we were all doing okay.
Right.
But they're like, when they were 35 or 40, it was, my parents had 3 kids. My dad was a laborer. My mom was a beautician. And it was, again, like the situation I just described. It was get by and chip away and, to where they're going, everybody is sitting here. Everybody's making 6 figures. Everybody's doing, and you guys everyone's got new vehicles. And like, how in the fuck? It's just like, everything's just different now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything is also more expensive. It's also $4 to fill up that $50,000 truck.
Right.
To where my dad's going, I wouldn't have never imagined buying a truck that was that expensive. And it's like, I get it.
Well, you wouldn't have made the money I make either.
Right. And he's going, right. But but also, there's other shit too. It all is, everything is different. You also could spend $90 and us 5 would eat for a week out of the fridge.
Thank you.
Now you spend $90 and it's like, that's like 3 days of,
oh man, yeah.
Like some shit and we forgot most of it.
Yeah. I mean, what is like McDonald's for 5 people?
Dude,
like,
you're
$60, $70.
Yeah.
Going to the movie theater with a family of 4 or 5 is like $100 and whatever dollars.
And let's keep in mind, you're only doing it for the experience because the picture's better at home.
Right,
the sound is better.
You're just doing it to like
the nostalgia.
Yeah. Everything's expensive now, and it's.
So that's what's weird to me is again going, it's not the point, but it also is to where it's like, fuck, whoop, swipe that. Damn, that was $160. Fuck, that was $200. What the fuck? I get it. It's not that big of a deal, but nothing is just $30 or whatever. Nothing is cheap.
That fan he bought was $30.
Right. It's because it's off. Oh, yeah, exactly. And has a reservoir for all the fucking liquid that drains out. Yeah, exactly.
Nothing that's worth anything is $30.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying, though? It is like the number of times where, yeah, in my mind, yeah. I even look at the guys, I hire guys out of the hall, and I always think like, I walked up on my habit of what I do when I pull guys out of a new local. They'll come to report to work, and I'll kind of walk. They don't know who they're working for. And the guys will just be kind of standing around 10, 20 minutes before it's time to work, kind of everyone just kind of talking shit. And I'll always kind of roll up and just kind of talk shit too.
Yeah.
And just see who I'm working with.
Yeah.
And like one of the last times one of the first times I ended up firing people, but walk up, I'm just listening to these dudes talk, and it's like, you're not an hourly guy. I'm not an hourly guy, or necessarily an hourly guy, whatever. But I'm just listening to these guys talk, right? And there's 10 people fucking just talking and bitching and shit talking and whatever. And these are collectively people who make $500 a day.
Yeah.
You know, for 8 hours of work.
Yeah.
It's pretty good money.
Yeah.
And finally I'm just like, man, you guys are fucking bitching a lot. Like, do you guys hang out with anyone who doesn't make $70 an hour? Like, in your real world lives? Like, you guys only hang out with like doctors and shit?
Right.
Or, you know, or
Right.
I just feel like the complaint level of just weird, you know, and it's like they kind of laugh, but it's like, no, really. Like,
Right. No,
I feel like your bitching is like really fucking just odd. Like, you have really petty ass problems for motherfucker who's making $500 today.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
By the way, I'm who you're working for.
Yeah. I'll be the one signing that check.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, come on, man, you know, but it was like two of the people that didn't really like what I said ended up not lasting very long. But yeah, it was like the other few are just like, that's real shit. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm saying is step outside the fucking box. And remember, I get it. You can shop talk, but
Right.
let's keep in mind, you guys are privileged. You guys are coming up and you're going to make $2,500 this week for coming here with a bright yellow fucking shirt on and kind of knowing what you're fucking doing most of the, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you, oh God, it irritates me. So that's where we're at is we're to the point where we're getting like the 22, 23-year-old guys who their fathers were tradesmen and they have been told, fuck college, you go to the union hall. Here, by the time you're 23, you'll be a journeyman, you'll make $68, $20, $70 prevailing wage, blah, blah, blah. So they're coming in knowing the math behind what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So they're able to recite to me the verbiage behind what's going to happen with what they're going to do. And I'm just like, right, but did your fucking dad tell you have to work?
Right.
Did your uncle fucking mention the other part? You know, he was right.
Yeah.
And he probably busted his fucking ass. You know what I mean? And he saw it go from $26 an hour up to $68 an hour.
Right.
But you are forgetting the part where you can get the fuck out of here right now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So, yeah, but for real, we're getting the people that it's like, oh, man, you're walking up here talking about how much you're going to make for the 2-week contract. You're here. We're like, what are you, a nurse? Or not, no disrespect to nurses, but what are you, a nurse? What was this, a hospital contract? This is a construction site. What do you mean? Go to work, bro.
Right.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's just how the generation is looking at it, which as a math problem financially, I love it. I dig it. I get it.
Yeah.
Look at it as a number. But it's not looked at as a job, and that's troublesome. You know what I mean?
There's a reason they call it work.
Yeah, it's not looked at as something that has to be completed. It's more like, hey, when do I get what you have for me? And it's like, we haven't even fucking started to hit that.
Right.
Yeah. I don't even know you till you get to the top, babe.
Yeah.
So, It's really weird to watch it. It's difficult. I'm not even old school, and they're making me old school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it makes me go, oh God, no, man, what the fuck is going on? But I don't mind the hardworking ones.
No,
but yeah, it's just weird.
Really all I asked
it's
for.
just weird.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just really odd to go, man, you guys do know that fucking book better than I do. But good. I mean, thank God this isn't a book project. Right. So you know how to work that fucking lift?
This is a library.
Yeah. Thankfully, I'm not doing any of this shit. If you could, though, it'd be great. Did anybody teach you that?
Man.
Yeah.
I gotta take a leak.
Well, we'll fucking wrap this up, dude. I appreciate you coming in and chatting with me, man. Dude. This was great, man. That's all I wanted to do is just fucking get in here and talk shit a little bit.
Yeah.
Financial planning. If you got some of that big money and want someone to tell you what to do with it,
happy to do it.
He's the guy.
Hey, I want to keep it in your pocket, not the IRS's.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm like a little Doge, right? Trying to keep money.
I was actually gonna say, man, I'm gonna get you one of them shirts. You said you have one.
Man,
too. I got one too.
Give me a hat then. Let's get a couple Doge hats.
Let's do it, dude. I love it. I see you put out some little. What you just put out reels of your own shit.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, just
keep people up.
Yeah, I'll
educate people.
Yeah. Some of them are educational, and some of them are just life. You know.
Yep. Life is educational.
Motivational.
There you go. All right, dude. I appreciate you coming on.
Hey, anytime.
Thanks, dude. Thank you, guys. Be kind to each other. We'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for joining me on today's episode. Before you close this on out, let me have a minute to shout out the sponsors that make it all happen. Your backyard deserves the best, and at Family Home and Patio, they have it. In or above ground pools, premium brand hot tubs, all crafted right here in the USA. And all your pool and spa installation, service, and supply needs. Family Home and Patio, where relaxation meets home. Reach out to them at 217-877-2808. Visit them online at familyhomeandpatio.com or stop in the showroom to take a look around and discuss how they can make your dream become a reality. Aerial Elite Solutions specializes in providing high-quality aerial imagery and data for a variety of industries, including real estate, construction, agriculture, and more. Whether you're needing stunning photos to showcase your property, detailed site surveys for your construction project, or captivating footage for your events, Aerial Elite Solutions has expertise and cutting-edge technology to deliver exceptional results. If you're ready to take your business to new heights, reach out to Aerial Elite Solutions today at flyaes.com or give them a call at 217-330-7226 and see how they can help transform your project with their services. Midwest Lightning Rod specializes in creating customized solutions tailored to your specific needs, ensuring your home is a safe haven during the storm season. Their dedicated team understands the importance of safety and offers free estimates to help you decide the best protection for your property. Don't leave your safety to chance. Reach out to MLR today and give yourself peace of mind knowing you're well protected. Visit lightningstrikes-weprotect.com or give them a call at 217-872-4676 to learn more about how you can be a part of the community that's been protected by MLR. If you're looking for high-quality custom apparel and more, Oakwood Screen Printing has you covered. They offer a fantastic range of products, including jackets, hoodies, t-shirts, pants, towels, bags, wall art, tumblers, mugs, and even yard art. Whether you need team gear, promotional items, or unique gifts, they can bring your ideas to life. And here's the best part. For a limited time, you can enjoy 15% discounts on all orders using promo code BB217 when you shop in-store or online at oakwoodscreenprinting.com. Their team is dedicated to delivering excellent quality and service. Don't miss out on a great opportunity to get your custom apparel and gear at a fantastic price. Visit oakwoodscreenprinting.com and use code BB217 today. Thank you, sponsors, for supporting the podcast and helping us bring you great content. And now, we'll catch you on the next one. Until then, be kind to each other.